声で言うことではないかもしれませんが、単純に備わったあれのストレス、ヒトランドの言わばれのストレス、そんなこんなで起こるハプニング、あっという間に僕のエンディング、謝って悩んで困ってしまってどうしようって何もできない無償。0.2mm の壁が好きもどかしくなって真っ赤なサンシャインすぐに入れたくなるのは気のせいじゃんとか、そんな気分で迎えた君と僕そんなヘブンでしまったってもうだってもう So yeah upside inside out I didn't think you are my god you know coming oh no 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 inside outside world I didn't think you are my god you were coming 待ってこれって僕のせいなまでいいよって言った君のせい、そして5分で終わるテストって信憑性かけるもんだって、しっかり刻まれた十字架に貼り付けられた僕は切り捨てになったって無理って分かっているってどうしようって何もできないやろ。 0.2mm の壁が好きや悩ましくなってますあのサンシャインすぐに入れたくなるのは僕のせい大丈夫とかそんな気分で外傷もないこんな身分で泣いたって怒ったってあったの Putting my time inside now Are you ready? I've been hunting you be coming No, 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 say so progress boy I got free, I've been hunting you be coming Yeah 遠い夏の思い出君の長い髪が爆笑祭りとけし恋愛 NG どうでもいいけどマカロンが食べたくて食べたくて3時のやつにマカロン食べたい待ってこれって僕の背中に出してって言った君のせいとして5分で終わるテストって絶対的に合うんだってどっちかそうかばかりの運命を支配している僕は神様になれないって無理って分かっていて結局何も解決してない 0.2mm の壁が好きもどかしくなって真っ白サンシャインすぐに入れたくなるのは君のせいじゃんとかそんな気分で迎えた君と僕そんなヘブンで始まったってもうだってもうそういう Upside inside out I didn't think you are my god you know coming Oh no 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 inside outside world I didn't think you are my god you were coming No touch my inside now Are you ready? I've been hunting you be coming up No 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 say so backwards boy I got feeling I've been hunting you be coming Yeah come on Na 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 Congratulations, major man.
Free tonight, can't you know? お気に入り息子と甘々な秘密と I'll be waiting this weekend night 今夜ものになる私の何もかも溢れ出てるリビド好きそうも衝動そんなら見ててよ勉強の方と行こうとちょっと酔っちゃったかも全て見抜いて余裕なんて見せないで全て見透かして好きにさせて目がやつれていってまつげすらずれちゃいそうな距離で思考線だって探り当てほらましの家以上の余計なこと言っちゃいそうな声聞いてその口を気にされJust give me余計なこと考えてないで、yeah、今は踊りましょうシャバダバダドゥビドゥビドゥこの街でのラ 嘘じゃない手につかめない冷めた次へさたまに傷は怖い今日深くうなずかす気づけ終わりそうたかたか理屈じゃない足りないことまったじゃにくさじゃない全て手に入れるまるで名人ゲーム奪って Don't give a fuck baby ねえ早く連れて行って魅力ごと消しちゃいそうな距離大志向触って貫いてその足の以上の余計なこと言っちゃいそうねその気もねその口で耳塞いでこの時も息を止めて立てる心の隙間埋めてここにいる意味を増して愛なんていらない今の私を見て好きにさせてねえ早く連れて行ってまつげすら触れちゃいそうな距離で思考を触って探り合ってこのまっしぐに以上の余計なこと言っちゃいそうな遠い気もねこの口を気に塞いで鮮やかに彩ってこの世界を照らすよね満たすかよ最後まで遠い気もねこの口を気に塞いでAngels of fire, divine, 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 divine. Keeping you in check, keeping you obsessed. Play me on repeat, 끝없이 in your head. Anytime it hurts, play another verse. I can be a sanctuary. No, I'm the only one right now. I will love you more when it all burns down. More than power, more than gold. Yeah, you gave me your heart, now I'm here for your soul. I'm the only one who will love your sins. Feel the way my voice gets underneath your skin. Listen, cause I'm preaching to the choir. Can I get the mic a little higher? Give me your desire. I can be the star you rely on. Never hold a chair, you can't look away. Don't you know I'm here to save you? Now we run the mile. Yeah, I'm all you need, I'ma be your idol. Reaching on the fame, cancel what you, I'm your idol. Thank you for the pain, cause it got me going viral. Yeah, 나지 않는 fever, making you a believer. 나를 위해 넌 존재하는 idol. Don't let it show, keep it all inside. The pain and the shame, keep it out of sight. Your obsession feels like an addiction. 이 순간, give me all your attention. You know I'm the only one who will love your sins. Feel the way my voice gets underneath your skin. Listen, cause I'm preaching to the choir. Can I get the mic a little higher? Give me your desire. I can be the star you rely on. Never hold a chair, you can't look away. Don't you know I'm here to save you? Now we run the mile. Yeah, I'm all you need, I'ma be your idol.
Oh, why am I zoomed in? Shit. It wasn't supposed to be. What's up, gamers? How's it going? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And now I zoom in. Good Momo! How's it going, gamers? Hi, Russo.
White woman spotted.
No, sorry. Actually, I have to leave now. Never mind. Bye. I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding. Oh god, every button's getting mixed up now! Oh no. Okay, yeah, white woman spotted. I'm here. Haha. Hi, everybody. How's it going? It wasn't the snarling one, no. No, but it's like I step out and you're just like, white woman spotted! It's like, oh, okay, I'll just leave, actually. How's it going, gamers? How you been? Hope you've been having a good day. I'm a tired little bun. But that's not unusual. I slept in as much as I could after last night, but yeah, 6 hours of fighting fucking Gambledore or whatever the fuck, Galerius, that's his name, Galerius. 6 hours, still can't beat that motherfucker. We'll do that some other time because I've already got shit scheduled out for the next week. So we'll have to, maybe Benicula has to take a crack at that. We'll see. Either way, today is the start of the new Steam Festival. It's the Fall in Love Fest, because, you know, it's fall. Kiss, kiss, fall in love. Happy autism, everyone. So, I have a couple of games that I am very, very grateful for, that the devs actually reached out to me and asked me to try it out. They're like, hey, we think you might vibe with this. You want to give it a shot? I'm like, hell yeah, let's fucking go. So, I have quite a few games that I want to be trying, and I checked out the store page for it, and there's a couple that were a surprise even to me that I'm really excited about. So I'm gonna be squeezing in just like as many demos as I can for the next week. That's the entire plan. I might do more than one a day. It just depends on how long they are. I don't really know. The one today, I know is probably just gonna be the only one though, because I believe this one has at least like 4 or 5 hours of content for it already. So this one is a heftier one. Wait, did everyone take their autism pills? I mean, did I take Tylenol today? I don't think I did. I mean, okay, to be perfectly honest, I usually don't take Tylenol. I usually just take ibuprofen, but it's basically the same fucking thing, right? It's basically the same shit. Who cares? I didn't have a headache today. It was great. It was wonderful. It's probably because I drank coffee at fucking 2 a.m. last night. My whole schedule was out of whack, man. Alright, let me get this game started up. No, they're different. Both of them stop headache. They do the same thing. They're the same medicine. Hi, player. How's it going? Oh, that's loud. Alright, hang on. Let's pop. Ooh, okay, hang on. Do we get... What?
Nice car.
Thank you. Hi, Wildstorm. One is in said. We hope you have an amazing day and a wonderful year this year. Thank you, God. Ghost God King. Okay, wait, hang on. You must choose a nickname. Okay, I'm just gonna turn down the whole little bit right there for a second until we get audio options. So sorry if notifications are a little quiet and so are redeems. You must choose a nickname, pronouns, and a preferred presentation using the arrows on the mirror. The true name may be discarded if desired. Click the blot of ink labeled save. Oh, a true name because it's the fucking Fae? Alright! Let's go! I can't change that one. Okay, my nickname? Yeah, I'm Momo. Oh! Yeah, no, I'm Momo. Sorry. I'm Momo Dial. The ibuprofen uses kidneys and Tylenol uses liver. Which one's more important? Give me the she, her, hers, please. Oh, okay, that's how I change myself. Wait, blank or custom? Huh? That makes me curious. Alright, do you accept the name to be true? I mean, the name cannot be changed once it's written. Choose wisely. Oh, okay, yeah, save. Okay. Ooh! Character creator! Oh no, it just goes back to this. Okay, I see. What? Oh, wait, hang on. Holy shit. No, there actually is a way to upload a custom sprite. Oh, I should have opened this up and fucked around with this before stream, but this is incredible, actually. You can just... If you're a VTuber, you can just put yourself in here. Hang on. Hang on. That's fucking cool. Oh my god. Okay. Again, this is my first time opening this, so I will have to fuck around with that some other time off stream, because I'm sure I'll be playing this again, but holy shit, that's so cool. Alright, we'll just leave them blank for now. And then we pop out of here. Book of the Traveler, Book of the Soldier, of the Warrior, the King, the Queen, the Trickster, and the Master. Oh! Oh man, I don't even know where to begin here. Okay, drag to navigate, R key to zoom, wait, I'm sorry, I can use my controller? Hang on, let me reach back here and grab it then, hang on, I had to put behind my camera. Wait a second. Oh, this is good. Yeah, it's a good cursor. It's a good one. Okay, that is so cool. Hang on. Holy shit. This is gorgeous. Oh! Oh, I'm not gonna remember that, but I'll try. Let's see. Options. Yes, please. I need. Yeah, knock that down right about there. That's better. Now I can hear myself think again. I'll Giddy Cat Hi, how's it going? Wait, you can piggyback ibuprofen, Advil, naproxen with Tylenol if you need more pain relief, but it should only be done if absolutely needed. Okay, time for a mostly unrelated, but related to that comment sidebar. So, whenever I was really, really little and had to have a minor surgical procedure done, I'll just put it that way, they gave me, like, the good pills, like, it was like some kind of, like, oxycodone type ass thing. I think that my mom called them Loratabs. I don't know those kinds of drugs. I only know the funny weed drug, okay? But either way, they prescribed those to me, and my mom took them from me because she had a toothache. She's like, oh, I need this more than you do. Here, take, you can just have the ibuprofen. And I've never forgiven her for that, even to this day. I was in excruciating pain for like 2 whole weeks. I'm just like, I'm like, no, the doctor gave those to me because I need them! I need them! Let's see, okay, wait, hang on. Main menu, okay, here we go. Lortab is hydrocodone, it's made with Tylenol. Oh, so it was just Tylenol! It was just Tylenol in a cape! Okay, is this like choosing characters? I guess we start with the Traveler? Okay, Volume 1, yeah, Book of the Traveler. Let's see how this goes. Wait, it's narcotic Tylenol and it makes you constipated. Lovely. Right, the following chronicle seeks to recount the events preceding the... Oh my god, wait, you're gonna... Aeronach. We get to learn words! Okay, so Aeronach? Interference with the affairs of the legendary... okay.
Tuhade Danon. Nadini Maiha.
Yeah, I'm not gonna remember any of that. Okay. We begin in 1845 during the initial onset of a Droxel or... Oh, good. Are we learning Gaelic? I think we are. But I wish it just like played the audio when I clicked on it. That would make this a little bit... Or that was just... I wish that was just a pop-up. See, for most, the severity of what is come could not yet be known, but to the laborers, any poor harvest meant a long and hungry winter. Proper preparation was vital, and so it was thus that the Einrach set out to the port city of Galway one fateful mid-September morning, readying to pawn off an assortment of family heirlooms and other disposable values. It was the only way to ensure survival. Hi, Tia, how's it going? This journey, however, would be far longer and far stranger than anyone would have otherwise anticipated. Oh, okay, the Irishman in Turnock? Oh, goodness. Oh. Okay. There's a dull ache in my belly, a hollow pain that's been nagging at me to eat the wee morsel Mom gave me this morning. A small potato, a single potato, okay. I ignore it again, but not without effort. My last proper meal had been last night's supper, but I know I can get on by a rumbling stomach a little while longer still. There'll be time to eat when my errand's over and done with, and that should be soon. I hope. It's been a long and tiresome day's ride, but I'm determined to reach Galway before the sun hangs high. There's no sense in wasting what little money I have on lodgings if I can go about my business right as the shops open and be on my way by midday. But traveling the road at night's dangerous business. My child, let alone with all those treasures in your saddlebag, you ought to pace yourself. Lots of desperate folk out there, especially now. Aye, but I'm just likely to be robbed in the common lodgings as I am on the road. I told my dad firm and foul. Though if I'm honest, I'm not too sure how well these old things will sell. None of it's terribly fancied by city standards. So, Granny's doilies, Sunday clothes, a bit of jewelry Mom's worn since her wedding day. Not exactly the kind of thing to buy when times are tough, and from what I've heard, the disease on our crops hasn't just affected us, it's all over this. I shake my head. There's bound to be some wealthy folk willing to take these trinkets off our hands, even if not for much. If nothing else, it should get that bastard of a landlord off our backs for a while. Ah, yes, even in ancient times, we hate the fucking landlords. The roads have been quiet. It's almost unsettling for this time of year. Of course, it's no surprise that I haven't seen other travelers these past couple hours, but even earlier today, only a few folks crossed my path. Families mostly, all bundled up carrying what scarce few belongings their backs could manage, all slowly heading in the same direction as I. Now it's just me. Me and a dark thicket to my right, and a river to my left. I gulp and eye the woods from time to time. A wall of trees line the roadside, swallowing up any light to be found on this moonless night. It makes me nervous, so I keep to the left as much as I can and spur my horse to quicken her pace. Oh, I have a horse! Oh, my horse is... I have a horse named Darby. How cute. Whoa there, steady now. Darby, my family's workhorse, slows to a restless halt in the middle of the road. I sigh, continuing to prod her, but she refuses to move 1 inch farther. I'm gonna sell you off, you stubborn old... I'm getting close. Just over yonder, I can see the beginning of the city silhouette on the horizon, but it'll take me a few more hours to get there still. Alright, I suppose we can rest for a short while. A very short while, you hear? Affirmative and horse! I like that, yeah, that's great, that's good. I dismount and lead Darby off the road and down to the riverside for a drink. As she wades into the water, I linger back on the shore and stretch my aching limbs, not willing to get my feet wet and keep hold of her reins. My shoulders tense as I spin around to look down both ends of the road, searching for the source of the whistle I just heard. Eh? Is someone out there? No one answers me, nor do I see anyone in the darkness. I clench my jaw, peering back over my shoulder at Darby. She seems entirely undisturbed, yet too far for me to grab in a hurry. Well, not that she would go anywhere in a hurry either. I sigh and rub the bridge of my nose. Her ears are better than mine. It might have been nothing. Nah, you're hearing shit, girl. I got big ears. I can hear that. I lift my hand from my face and glare right across from me into the trees. I didn't see anything move, but I heard something. I'm certain of it. Oh, investigate. I quickly searched the ground for something to defend myself with, but only managed to eye a flimsy-looking branch in the grass. Well, it's better than nothing, I guess. With a grimace, I grab it and make my way across the road. It's no weapon, but it may be enough to scare off a wild animal. As for a person... well, I'll be less lucky if it's a person, but old Darby's a willful beast and not terribly bright. I've got no choice but to confront the thing, whomever it is. A branch can hurt, though. Yeah, trust me, me being like 5 years old and getting my ass beat by my grandma in a parking lot taught me that. I know a branch can hurt. The thicket is as dense as it is dark, and even more intimidating up close. Carefully, I hold the branch out in front of me and prod at the underbrush, pulling the foliage back to stare into the trees for any sign. Oh, it's a birdie! I jump back and nearly trip as a little bird flies out from the woods and rushes past my face, close enough to feel the brush of its wings. My shoulders slump as I breathe out a sigh of relief. It's only an animal after all. I think chuckling to myself as I turn around. That's not an animal. Hi, my jaws hang slack as I finally spot the hooded person on the other side of the road, who somehow crept past me and now stands ready to hoist himself right onto the back of my dim-witted mare. Hey, what are you doing? Get away from there! Eat shit, asshole! Fall off my horse! The stranger refuses to regard me, even as I charge towards them. Unfortunately, I'm too slow. By the time I reach the thieving bastard, they've already swung on the Darby's saddle. Run fast! The stranger swats Darby's spear and spooks the mare into a frenzied gallop out of the river and into, of all things, the woods. I'm baffled. I don't know if the thief intended to go off-road or if poor panicked Darby forced the thief's hands, but I don't have time to question it. Stealing my resolve, I run into the woods and chase after the thief on foot. My chances of catching up are slim, but I have to try. I have to! Journey back is far too long to be sensible when without a ride, let alone without money, without food. Even if I pressed on and made it home, regardless, what would I say to my family when I arrive? I've lost our money, our valuables, even our horse! We'd be... Yeah, that's not great. Jaw clenched, I run as fast as my legs will take me, bolting through the trees, barely able to see more than 10 feet ahead of me, and with only a path of snapped branches to guide my way. Luckily for me, the thief seems to be riding straight through the woods. Had they instead decided to veer in another direction, I'm sure I'd lose him for good. It is odd, though. I can't imagine why the thief would choose to push further in. Would it not make more sense to simply keep on to Galloway, where all those things would sell? After a while, I lose track of how long I've been running. All I know is I need to keep moving no matter how tired I am or how my gut turns and growls. Fortunately, just as soon as I begin to fear I'll never see the end of these woods, the trees begin to thin out. Into a glade. I pause for a moment to catch my breath, but the strangeness of this place does not escape me. At first glance, I think I must have gotten turned around and returned to the riverside, but the longer I look, I can see that this body of water is not a river at all. It's a small lake, surrounded on all sides by tall, jagged stones. I move closer on impulse and feel the heat from the water rising up on pillars of steam. The surface also bubbles like a simmering stew, and if my eyes weren't deceiving me, the water looks... red? Uh-oh, that ain't good. That ain't water. Well, I mean, I guess it could be water with, like, a shit ton of iron in it, but, like, that's already basically blood, right? I think that's how that works. What is all this? But of course, I'm talking to the air. No one else is here. No one else is here. Shit! My heart pounds as I spin around and search the ground for Darby's tracks. I can't afford to get distracted like this. The longer I linger here, the farther the thief gets. Thankfully, it doesn't take me long to find a fresh pair of muddy prints. They came out of the trees in near the same spot I did, then halt abruptly, slowing to circle into a different direction. With haste, I go to follow this new trail, expecting it to wind back to the woods. But it doesn't. I stare down, beyond perplexed, as Darby's hooves stop short by the lake's edge. For a moment, I consider the possibility that the thief purposefully waded into the lake to throw me off, but the longer I look into the water, I realize it's too deep. There's no gradual decline. It's a steep drop, dark, murky, and without end. If the thief did steer Darby into the water, they would have... Oh. Deep breath. Uh-oh. What? Yeah, I probably would not have taken the breath in time. Okay, the land of the young and home of Tuatha de Danann is one of the many yet few waypoints between the land of the young and the Isle of Destiny. Just Ireland. Okay, gotcha. Hidden away and forgotten by most, it stands unique for its relative ease of access and longevity. Yet similar to other waypoints of its kind, the threshold remains closed as to prevent accidental wayward travelers. Unless, of course, it's been deliberately opened. Okay, yeah, there we go. The Green Knight. Alright. Let's go. Let me get a sip of my drink. Okay, there we go. Oh, we're underwater. But the water's not red. It's blue. Oh. Okay, that looks nice. After flailing in the water for God knows how long, I finally find the surface again and drag myself onto the lake shore. It takes several ragged breaths before my vision clears. Did that cheeky bastard try to drown me? I look around to see if I can work out which direction the thief went, but nothing looks familiar. No, it's more than that. This isn't the same lake I fell into, nor even the same grove. The ruddy water is now bright and clear and adorned with lily pads. The familiar oak and ash trees are gone, replaced with mossy, gnarled willows and yews. The roots run so deep that they cascade into the lake, and everywhere I step is bursting with wildflowers. The forest is so overgrown that the treetops almost block out the sunlight that's suddenly sprung up over the horizon. But despite the abundant shade, I'm perfectly warm. There's a slight breeze, but it's as soft as a kiss, spring-like. And awfully unusual for September. What is this? Glancing back at the lake, the water is still without a trace of my unexpected swim. Christ almighty, am I dead? I pinch my arm and wince. I can still feel, but what if it's just my mind playing tricks on me? Maybe I hit my head in the lake and I feel a wave of panic wash over me as I think of my family waiting anxiously at home. They never wanted me to come here. They told me it was too dangerous. What have I gotten myself into? Robbed and drowned by the roadside? Mom, so sorry. The sound of an approaching horse snaps me out of my thoughts. My heart skips a beat for half a moment, daring to think it might be Darby, but then...
Who's out there? In the name of the Queen, I order you to show yourself.
Hey! There we go, I scowl a bit. What's a damn, Englishman doing out this way? Oh no! British / derogatory! Well, this must be hell. Moving as silently as possible, I shield myself behind a thick yew and watch for glimpses of the stranger or their horse. Up ahead, beyond the twisting limbs of this forest, I see traces of a dirt road. Darting between the trees, I advance closer, angling for a better vantage point. As I reach the tree line, I pause. The strangers come into view. Like I'd hoped, and now I can start making out some details. A pink sash peeks out from foliage, which appears to be draped across some kind of cloth armor? I squint. Is that a spear? What's the military doing roaming around with spears? They're quite short for a soldier, too. This is just getting odd. I slump against the tree, my wet clothes feel heavy, and my back is beginning to ache with tension. I can tell this stranger isn't my thief, and they don't look much like British military either. Maybe they could help me sort some things? They'd probably at least know where we are. Ask for help, I guess? Sitting here feeling sorry for myself won't help. They may even be able to point me home, or to the pearly gates, I suppose. Though truth be told, I'm beginning to doubt that possibility. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I don't feel dead. Brushing my hair out of my face and straightening my clothes as best as I'm able, I march out from the trees and over to them. And when they see me, they come to a halt. Hopefully that's a good sign? However, as I begin to get a better look at their face, I'm momentarily taken aback. The person before me is unlike anyone I've ever seen. For one, their ears slope to unnatural points and are nestled under a mob of greenish-brown hair. My eyes linger on the scar etched across their slightly protruding chin. I stand up straighter but quickly look away, careful not to reveal too much surprise on my face. No wonder things have been so strange! I'm not dead, but they're not human! You'd easily mistake it from far away, but face to face, there's no question! It's one of the Sheen. They remind me of the stories Mom would tell me of the men in green, those who watch over nature's most untouched places. Yeah, you're a fairy! Despite my best attempt to present myself respectfully, though, the fairy looks furious with me.
You!
What did I do? Without giving me time to respond, they seize me by the arm and drag me over to their horse. Wait, what was going on? What'd I do? Wait, I didn't mean any offense! They don't even hear me over their own voice, which hasn't stopped berating me with questions all too fast for me to answer.
Where have you been? Do you have any clue how worried I was? What have you been eating? What are you doing here? Why are you all wet? Why do you look like you're starving?
Okay, maybe... hang on. Alright, I'm gonna do main volume up, voice volume at 100. We're gonna turn music and sound down, though, because that voice is rather quiet, and I cannot hear it very well. Alright. After binding my wrist with some rope they had, they easily lift me onto the horse. Good God, yeah, they're stronger than they look! But what's all this about where I've been? I just got here! I look down at them pleadingly and take note of a small swan emblem on their sash. Wait, hold on now, you've got to listen to me. Whoever you think I am, you got the wrong person! Unfortunately, my words fall on deaf ears. To be honest though, the more they shout at me, the less angry they sound. If anything, they're acting more like a concerned parent? Sighing heavily, I slump into the saddle, now acutely aware that I'm being kidnapped by a fairy. At least I get a break from walking now. Okay, come home safely. My treasures, stick to the road and don't go astray. There's more than robbers out there to be mindful of. Mom, not a child. You don't have to go on about all those tales. Of course, dear, just remember, don't give anyone your name. Mind your manners and don't eat anything you're offered. Yep. That's the rules. After some time, the fairy and I arrive at an ancient-looking stone structure. The area is still and quiet. We're obviously the only ones here. Save the wildlife, I suppose. Foliage blossoms all around us, filling the air with the sweet scent of wildflowers. The fairy silently helps me off the horse. They stopped yelling a while ago, so we were forced to travel in sullen silence. As they lead their mare to the stables, I awkwardly fiddle at the rope around my wrists, but it's no use. It's too damn tight to wriggle out of. I take in my surroundings and spot a flourishing fruit and vegetable garden off to the side. Huge strawberries right out of the garden bed and spill over onto the path. My mouth waters at the sight. Ooh, I do love a good strawberry. Entranced by the bulbous ruby red berries, I almost don't register my captor returning to my side. Was that when his not voice piece should be ready soon too? You grew all of this? Of course, who else would? Give me a puzzled look. I just meant, you aren't having any trouble with the land? I look at the garden. The pea pods are plump and near ripe, and a hint of wildness is present in the chaotic tangle of stems, leaves, and produce. My thoughts turn back to our struggling farm, and the people waiting for me to return. My stomach churns, and the encroaching hunger from the smell of strawberries turns to nausea. Oh, that's the worst. When you're so hungry that you feel like you're gonna throw up. That happens to me a lot, actually, but that's just because, like, the medicine I take makes me forget to eat. And I do mean that very literally. It's not that I'm not trying to eat, trust me. I just fucking forget food exists sometimes. Like, I have no appetite. And so I gotta be like, oh, wait, shit, I haven't eaten yet today, and make myself something for dinner. I gotta be careful about that. I gotta eat at least one vegetable a day. I haven't been good about that. So my doctor's making me do blood work to get my iron tested. So I suppose whatever this place is, the blight hasn't come to it.
Trouble? Why would I have trouble? Honestly, what has gotten into you, Diona?
Okay, not you, that's for certain. Strangely, the name means human. Okay. Did you eat any veggies? Are we counting potato as a vegetable or a starch today? I ate a vegetable yesterday! I ate a whole salad yesterday, okay? It's a okay, I haven't eaten a vegetable today. But I don't have any. You need fiber. I have fruit for that. That's what fruit for. I got pluots, I got tangerines, I got bananas. I'll munch on fruit all fucking day long, but that's a snack. That's not food, you know? Let's see, I falter remembering my mother's warning. At the time I brushed it off, but now I might need to think twice. Not damn. Wait, who else would you be? Wait, answer that when I have some parchment. Without giving me time to respond, they lead me into the structure. The bottom floor is surprisingly cozy, especially given the formidable exterior. Someone has gone to great lengths to make it feel like a home. The hearth is warming and comforting. Potted plants and handmade dolls are scattered about, and there's a faint smell that baked bread lingering in the air. I can say words. They guide me over to a small two-person table. I'll be back in a moment. As I wait at the table... Ah! Oh, you son of a bitch, you got me with that one. As I wait at the table with not much else to do, I let my eyes wander over the decor. The tatting of the lace on this doily is done so well. I wonder if the fairy made all of these things. The dolls, the doilies, the knitted blanket on the back of that armchair. Hi, Sir Mars, how's it going? I nervously eye the comparatively crude monstrosity propped up in the corner, which I assume is some kind of training dummy by the arrows in its torso. The words Traitor King are scrawled across a sign slung over its neck. No doubt a testament to the dummy king's villainy. But I shouldn't complain so much, I've only had lettuce lately and tomato. Okay, how far are we willing to stretch the definition of a tomato here, Henry? Because my dinner tonight was a burger, and that had ketchup on it. So, I mean... you know? Suppose some things never change no matter where you go, but what is it guarding? When the fairy doesn't come back immediately, I use the opportunity to rise and check. It's a holding cell, a remnant of this building's purpose, perhaps before the fairy made it a home. Peeking through the bars, I scan what may be in my future. Death by allergies. There's just a lumpy-looking hay bed, a suspicious bucket, and a thick layer of dust covering everything. Better that than a skeleton, I suppose. Looking around the room some more, I spot a desk in the far corner covered with scattered maps, notes, letters, and some wayward knitting materials. The maps have writing all over them, and the notes mention something about possible
Don't forget to
sightings.
hydrate. If you're slowing
Okay.
down, then you didn't drink enough water.
You're right, thank you. I am dehydrated. My walk today was extra long. Normally I'm only on like a half-hour walk, but I was out for a whole hour today. And I forgot to take my water bottle with me. And I didn't really think about that or realize it until about halfway through my walk, and it's like, well, shit. I could either turn around and go back now and have my water, or just go ahead and finish this lap around the block. So, wow, all that vitamin D, let's go. Oh, you think I went outside during the daylight? Oh, thank you so much for thinking so highly of me, Sir Mars, but no. I literally waited until after sunset to go outside. I hate the sun. I hate it so much. I'm gonna be a good guest and not rifle through somebody else's papers. No, I bet. Yeah, I'm not gonna the only thing that I know about this, do not fuck with the Fae. Don't. No, I better not. I don't think they like me poking around their things. Instead, I decide to warm myself in front of the fire since my clothes are still quite damp. It looks like the multivitamin is working hard yet again. My multivitamin is doing the... What the fuck is... What is that? Oh, what are you? So I'm staring at the mantle, though. The oddest little creature I ever did see pops out from a nook in the wall. Naked as the day he was born, and walks along the stone surface to glare at me. Oh no! His potato-shaped torso is thin, pale, and waxy, and a bushy mop of dark brown curls sits atop his lumpy, mouse-like head. I'd have half a mind to think one of those doilies just sprung to life, if not for how ugly the little fella is. Hello? Ah! Oh, come get your dog! There's quite a bit of rage with the appearances of these fairy folk, isn't there? Not just in temperament. I get the impression he isn't very pleased with the human either. I'm not who you think I am, so you're working yourself up over nothing, alright? The little man throws up his arms before plopping down on the mantle and crossing them.
Rumi was real upset about you going missing.
Rumi? Like, is that their name, or they're your roommate? My captor returns, setting a plate and a cup on the table in front of me. The plate has some fresh-smelling bread and honey, and the cup has milk. Rumi? name you gave him stuck. He seems to like it, I guess. He was all worked up when you gone. Ate all my good cheese, too. You'd think he was gonna search all of, the land of the young for you. Even the unseelie boots. Might not while full of my cheese, though. Yeah, this is the land of the young, like from the stories. Okay, the legendary poet of Ireland and son of Finian Mac Kamal, famous for his journey into Turnalog. And the wife... Oh, okay. Okay, so that guy and his wife. Gotcha. That might explain a lot of things, like the jump in seasons. I've heard that time works differently in places like this, yet that also means a lot more time might pass without me realizing it. Oh dear, this isn't good at all. Even though I can feel my stomach start to ache with hunger, I can't stop thinking about what might happen if I eat the fairy's food. Every child in Ireland gets warned against eating anything from the other world. Is it the same for the land of the young? I didn't poison it. Go on then. I'm not hungry if it's all the same. You're lying. I already told you I didn't poison it. I don't think you poisoned it. I'm just not hungry, okay? As my stomach probably growls. Fine, but I still have to ask you some questions before I put you back where you belong. Put me back where? I hope they don't mean that cell! What do you mean where? Tamar, of course. Okay, it is a large city, the capital of the Sealy Court. Prior to the War of the Courts, it was the capital. Oh, okay. What's wrong with you? What do you mean what's wrong with me? Who are you? Have you been messing around with those potions again? Maybe you lost your memory. I told you about being careful.
It's me, Shay.
Oh, your name is Shay. Okay. The given name means courteous. The surname means green grass. Okay. They shout the words at me even though they're right in front of me.
Why?
Why'd you do that? I'm not deaf and I already told you you've got the wrong person. I'm not whoever you think I am. Shay just shakes their head and sits across from me. They take out a scroll and begin scrawling quickly, mumbling to themselves. Finally, they look up at me.
So, what were you doing by the loch?
Their quill pauses as they wait for my answer. I'll explain! I was chasing my fucking horse! So at last, I can explain. I take a deep breath before launching into my story. Okay, so I was on my way to Galway.
Galway? What's a Galway?
Oh, I suppose they don't know where that is. It's a place on the other side of the loch? You went to Innsvale, the Isle of Destiny. Okay, yeah. Ireland. I didn't go there. I'm from there, like I keep trying to tell you. Well, of course you are originally, but you know you're not allowed to open the waypoint without permission. What the hell does that mean?
Deona, that's dangerous stuff to mess with.
There has to be some way I can convince you. I was just minding my business when a thief stole my horse and pushed me into the lake. When I stumbled out again, it spat me up here instead of there. I'm not Deona, it's just a mistake. Shay hesitates as they decide if they believe me. They go and pull a small bronze hand mirror out of their desk before handing it to me. It's just me staring back. I half expected a different face to be looking into the mirror. Still looks like you to me. How is this possible? Who is Deona? Maybe I should be asking who I am at this rate. You look like Deona, and I sure didn't see a horse thief on my way to the loch. Besides, how's someone like that supposed to open up a waypoint? That sort of thing's far beyond the skill of a single person.
You realize how absurd this story sounds, right?
I mean, it feels like it makes more sense than falling into a lake and meeting a fairy, but I guess likely more than you do. Honestly, Deona, I don't know what to make of you now. You disappear for months without a word, working up everyone from me to the court about where you toddle off to. You know some folks thought you were killed, right? Or worse, defected. Defected? But if I hadn't been coming down for my rounds, you wouldn't have even thought to come by the outpost and let me know you weren't dead. Now why you're spinning all these tall tales. Please, I'm not! Help me find the thief and I'll show you! Shay frowns and instead of answering me, grabs my forearm. This again? You have a bruise from where I grabbed you earlier. I can see what they're doing, but they begin rubbing the blossoming bruise and humming softly. Oh, I can't see what they're doing. Can you please give my arm back? Reddening, they drop my arm and rush off to their desk. Wait, I looked at it and the bruise is gone. How did they do that? Glancing at Shay, I see they're busying themselves at their desk. I take a longing glance over at the food and see a piece of bread is missing. Wait a second. Where did it go? Am I finally losing it? While I try to figure that out, I hear Shay nailing one of the notes they just wrote on the exterior door of the outpost. This prompts me to turn back to Shay, who then leans out a window to make a strange call? I gasp as a strange being with dragonfly-like wings flutters in and takes the note. I'll meet you at the palace. They whisper the promise to the creature and give it an affectionate head scratch, and then it bounds back out the window. Is it like a dragonfly cat? They pause. Oh, I guess it would be like a pigeon, like a courier pigeon, right?
You know that if you just tell me what you've been trying to do, I'd help you. You're basically family, Deona. But if you don't tell me anything, then I can't.
Well, if I had something to tell you, I would, but I just got here 5 minutes ago. You can help me catch the person who started this mess! I gotta talk to the queen first. That bitch! Alright. But first, wow, has it really already been an hour? Dang it. Time goes by very, very quickly with these kinds of things. Alright, gamers. Still gotta do the normal ad break, because Jeff Bezos needs his 18th yacht or whatever. I don't know what he does with his money. I don't fucking care. He should be giving it to me! So, everybody turn on your ad block. Otherwise, I don't know.
Now, it's your turn to go to the bathroom.
Go pet your cat. Go kiss your dog. Do you have a weird little ferret? Do you have a lizard? I bet at least one of you might have a tarantula or something. Go tell it I said hi. Just don't watch the ads. Okay, I'll be back in a few. Bye! stuck here forever. Again, I appreciate it, but no. Alright, guess we're going to meet the Queen of the Fairies! Oh lord, what have I gotten myself into here? Okay, current progress save. Continue to the next chapter? Yeah! Alright, the Master of Secrets. Well, I guess I can... No, I don't want to turn to the main menu. There we go, just turn... Okay. So, the right to Tamara is quiet. She keeps glancing warily at me. Like they want to ask me more questions, but change their mind every time. Hi, Polaris! How's it going? How are you? Suppose I'm not sure what to say either, since nothing I tell them makes a difference. If only I had anything from my saddlebag. As we approach the city, we ride through the farmlands on the outskirts. The fields are all flourishing and ready to harvest, even though it feels like it's a beautiful spring day. We finally make it to the city gates, an imposing wall at the base of an enormous hill. Perched on top of the hill is the palace, where I can only assume I'm being taken. Good, just chillin', hell yeah. My panic begins to rise as we get closer. If I don't find a way out of this, I may never get home, and who knows what else this I'm supposed to be is done. If Shay is this angry, imagine what the Queen might be thinking. At least if I run, I might have a better chance of getting home. Shay takes this very moment to pull me closer to them.
Now we are gonna head straight to the palace. No stalling. Stay close. A lot of people have missed having you around to tend to them, and I don't want you getting dragged off.
Oh? What do you mean tend to them? What do you mean? We stop for everyone who needs it. We'll never get there. Whatever you do, don't bring up that talk about Isabel. We'll expect the Queen won't take too kindly to hearing the court druids trying to flee the country. I'm a court druid? What? Excuse me? The court what now? The only thing in court I am is a fucking jester, my guy. No. Shay doesn't say anything more on it, though, and leads their horse over to the stables before we enter the city. Oh, no. Horace, not a fan of the city, too crowded. I nod sympathetically, not being much of a fan myself. Poor horse. Darby isn't nervous around people. The old girl doesn't seem to even pay attention most of the time. Alright there, Shay. Been a while since you've been up. I'm just escorting the druid back, then I'm back to the post. It takes all my willpower not to snort at the idea of being escorted like this. Inside the walls, the city is bustling with activity. The people here, like Shay, are all mostly human-looking, save for the pointed ears and a few strange, otherworldly hair colors. A giant canal runs along the main thoroughfare, and the stores and homes are all inside gorgeous marble buildings. The blooming flowers that litter every corner and crevice fill the air with their pleasant aromas. Oh, Manam, I didn't know what I expected, but it was nothing like this. I craned my head as we walked to see as much as possible. Down the alleyways, I get a glimpse of a shabby row of houses and dimly lit stores. Shay and I walk side by side, and they have a firm grip on my bindings. At first, I'm annoyed by this short leash until an elderly woman suddenly grabs my arm, her bony grip locked around it. Yeah, that would terrify me, actually. Deona, dear, I was so worried when I heard. I thought to myself, now who's gonna make me a masculine given name meaning little dark one? Oh boy. We Siren's medicine? I feel a bit bewildered getting picked out from the crowd. Seems Shay isn't the only one who thinks I'm Deona. As I prepare to respond, Shay quickly cuts me off. Not just now, Mr. Power. I promised to get Deona back to you, but first we gotta see the Queen. Of course, you can come around sometime, Shay. She leaves without a fuss, and it isn't until she's out of our sight that we continue on. I feel my stomach churn as we walk. While no one else approaches Shay and I feel an abundance of eyes on me. Just how well known is this Deona? Are they some kind of doctor? I don't like bauble vendors. Amid the carts passing by, the large crowds in the many alleyways. This could be my perfect moment for my escape. Wait a little longer. That was a very fast decision, okay. I only get one chance, I gotta make it count. We continue down the main thoroughfare where I peek into a shop window and open doors to see the assortment of foods, trinkets, and fabrics offered. One weaver in particular is showing off what looks like silk that shifts from silver to a rich purple color in the light. A small crowd of admirers clap and gasp on cool. Ooh, ah. The bauble vendor is calling out to pedestrians to lure them over to her shop. Some of her trinkets are shaped like creatures I've never seen before. A couple remind me of the one I saw Shay talk to. Some of them sparkle with what looks like real gems. I guess I wouldn't be able to tell if they were fake, but I get the feeling I'm not wrong. Any one of these could probably sell for 10 times what I had in my saddlebag. The well-to-do looking customers don't seem too impressed, though. Everything here is so fancy, I bet it wouldn't be so bad living in the city. I speak without thinking, temporarily forgetting I'm supposed to know what here is like. Shay gives me a confused look that I'm quickly growing familiar with. The look that says, Deona wouldn't think the same. I guess if you don't look too hard, I mean, you know how it is. They stop mid-sentence as though remembering my story. Maybe they're finally starting to believe me. But whatever they're thinking, they quickly shake the thought out of their head.
Anyway, you know how it is. Put the nice stuff up front so no one sees what's happening in the back.
Of course, you know this lot don't care much anyway. Could be worse, I guess. Most people are doing alright now that the Queen lets you come down here and help. People like that. I wonder what Deona does for this city. If the Queen is letting her important druid come down to help, it must be pretty necessary. Even so, fairy problems are the least of my concerns. Right now, I'm just trying to deal with my human problems. Speaking of which, we're approaching a busy intersection soon. This might be the chance I need. We step into the street just in time for a carriage to come barreling towards us. I plant my feet in the dirt and defiantly refuse to budge, forcing Shay to either let go of the rope or be run over. Oh, it's let me go or die. Holy shit. I feel them release the rope with seconds to spare. We both stumble backwards as the carriage driver shouts obscenities at us. The traffic continues to flow, pushing Shay and I further apart.
Hey! You stay right there!
No! I can barely see them in the crowd now, and I use the opening to flee into the first alley I see. Hell yeah! Sorry, Shay, but I can't afford to get dragged into any more fairy business. I'm in way over my head as it is. And as I run, tall market buildings begin to obscure the light in the alley, shrouding it in a bit of darkness. Hidden in the shadows, I eventually stop and lean against the cool stone walls and fiddle with the rope bindings. That's no use. The knot is secure and the rope is tight against my wrists. I skulk further down in the alley in search of anything sharp. The alley gives way to another area of town where shabby storefronts have beggars and street food carts instead of the comparatively posh vendors I just left. I really don't need to be walking around like this. While doing my best to keep myself inconspicuous, I search the ground for anything of use. A shattered bottle by the doorway of a boisterous bar catches my eye. I dart over and snatch up my prize. Shielding myself from the bar window, I try to saw at the rope with the glass shard. But it's difficult. Even when I manage to twist the glass at an effective angle, my fingers will slip or my wrists will cramp up. Damn, Shay sure knows how to tie a knot. Noted. I heave a sigh and drop my head back against the wall, giving my poor hands a rest. Just as I do, I spot a small fluttering light over it. Oh yeah, there's a little light! Yeah, little fairy! I squint my eyes as the light draws closer and hover by my still-bound wrist. I peer down at it and gasp softly. It's not a light at all, but a strange, glowing moth. Don't suppose you can do anything about this? As though in answer, the moth quickly flies away. Alright, yep, asked and answered. Of course, fat would help you. They're a moth, what are they gonna do? Without much other choice in the matter, I get back at it, but thankfully after a painful few minutes of struggle, I finally cut
Don't forget to
the rope.
hydrate. If you're
Okay,
slowing down,
thank you.
and you didn't drink enough water.
I do be reading and talking a lot. Thank you, thank you. Good job. Thanks. See, as I'm soothing my aching wrist, the glowing moth returns. A little too late, aren't you? I'm talking to magic fairy moths now.
Well, well. Imagine that, the Sealy Court druid, missing for weeks, found loitering near a bar that serves known criminals. What will people say?
I don't know. Brandishing the glass shard, I turn to face the speaker. A tall, slender man stands behind me, his face half obscured by shadow. The moth flutters near him, even though he pays no attention. I think you might have the wrong idea, guy. I know it might be difficult to believe, but I'm not who you think I am. The man steps into the light and circles me once, scanning me up and down, keeping a firm grip on. I keep a firm grip on my glass shard. He leans towards me and gives me an intrusive sniff. Not the sniff! No! I see. Well, if you're not Daona, then I shall not be Keegan? The given name means ardent. The title means master of secret. Ah, okay. I see what they're doing with you. Keegan whispers the next part in my ear. Shall I whisk you away to somewhere that is not the pallet? I mean, that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I'm trying to run away right now. But no thank you, apparently. Maybe I should stick with the Daona bit after all. Oh, just a big sigh failed last, and I have no choice but to escort you back. The manner in which you were escorted is entirely up to you. What does that mean? That while I'm not wholly opposed to force, I prefer the gentler route. So I either go willingly or he's gonna drag me. I look up at the palace towering over the city. Damn it, I really have no choice after all. I dejectedly walk alongside him as we venture through the alleys.
Very convenient that I ran into you here. I was just meeting with an associate regarding your whereabouts. It was quite useless, evidently.
Oops! Who is your associate? Wait, one of them, yes. I would be a poor master of secrets without a variety of contacts. Master of secrets, is that some kind of fancy word for a spy? I guess that makes sense. It would explain why he was in a place like this. I should probably be extra careful around him. Just my luck I'd run into him while everyone thinks I'm some important druid person. Maybe I can play the part long enough to get out of here? Rather than heading directly for the palace, Keegan instead leads me into a fancy-looking boutique. I've never been in such a shop before, but Keegan glides through it with clear familiarity. The two shopkeepers whisper frantically between themselves when they catch sight of us. As Keegan approaches the counter, their whispers turn into delighted grins and greetings. Hey, oh, Master Keegan, back so soon! Or is this a vision of pleasure?
My lady, as much as I value my time here, this visit is not for me.
Okay, he takes her hand and briefly kisses her knuckles. The young woman flushes pink before shooting me a look of contempt. Oh, okay! Yeah, about my guest here. I'm bringing our flighty druid friend back to the palace, but all three of them stare at me, and I nervously rub my dirty hands on my clothes. I've never really put much thought into my looks, besides from the times I've needed to bend a thing or two. Standing in front of their judgmental eyes, though, my meager clothing seems more shabby than before. Yeah, it's makeover time! You can see the problem. I simply could not present the druid in this state. The queen would be devastated. Master Keegan, how considerate. The queen is truly blessed to have such a man in her court.
Now.
Good sir, the pleasure is mine. I can't tell if Keegan is being sincere or not, but the couple behind the counter don't seem to care either way. They rush to bring me an assortment of outfits, all while fawning over him. I suppose he's pretty popular. The couple never speaks to me directly. Instead, they talk to Keegan about me. The AC usually aren't allowed inside. This couple is kind enough to make an exception for my will-o-wisp. That's a will-o-wisp? Okay. I always thought those were like the little blue fire things. I stared dumbfounded at the fluttering moth. I grew up hearing stories about the wisp, but to see one this close, it's different than I imagined. Cuter, I suppose? For a moment, I pause. Wait, but aren't you all I see? What's the difference? As soon as I say that, the couple both stare at me horrified. Keegan actually looks caught off guard. Oopsie! We just did a racism on accident, I think. Oopsie daisy!
You've returned much more vulgar than before. Intriguing, but unbecoming. What if I'd asked the difference between you and a horse? The knight's the same thing.
Just a little fucky lucky.
As you well know, they were already here when we, the two a day, were driven to Tirnanog. It's a foul human
Wait, no, I'm sorry, I didn't. Go back. Hang on, no, go back. Ah, oh God. There we go.
You've returned much more. As you well know, they were already here when we, the two a day, were driven to Tirnanog. It's a foul human conflation to assume we're the same.
Okay, the tribe of the goddess Danu. Mortals made demigods through the blessings of Danu. Okay, so I'm gonna consider you elves and the other ones fairies, as far as my brain sorting goes right now. So they're not fairies then, or at least a different sort? Enough so that the conflation would cause offense. My first time in a fancy shop and I insult the owners. I'm not sure if Keegan cares about what I say, but I get the feeling the wisp means more to him than he lets on. Else he wouldn't keep it so close. See, what do you think, Master Keegan? The mauve caftan or the emerald gown? He seriously considers each option before grabbing them both and walking over to me. He holds out the outfits for me to consider. Let's let the wearer choose, shall we? Wow, I get choice! The fabrics are high-quality silks. I'll never earn enough in my lifetime to pay for these. I have to find a way out of this before I end up in deeper trouble. Wait, the grunt. Wait, no, never fear, Mochara. This is simply a business expense. Of course I will foot the bill. My friend. Okay, usually Achara is used as a form of address, like, hello, my friend, whereas Mochara is passive. Will is my friend. Some find Keegan's predilection towards the possessive phrase as an address odd, rude, or unsettling. Okay, so he's overly familiar. That's exactly what I'm worried about. The words come out before I can stop myself. You seem to have also gained some sass on your unexpected vacation. You simply must tell me what you got up to after we meet with the queen, of course. For now, let's make you presentable. I flushed at the reminder of my position and grabbed one of the outfits. Pretty dress! I choose the dress, finding myself drawn to the way the fabric seems to glimmer when it catches the light. The silhouette's foreign to me and exposes more of my skin than I'm used to, but it makes sense for the climate. For a moment, I marvel on the detailing. The neck and waistline are embroidered with floral embellishments and feel silken to the touch. I can't imagine how much time was spent on this gown alone. Once I'm finished changing, the shopkeepers gestured me over to a large silver mirror, so I can finally see myself in full. How do you feel? They are masters of their craft, no? Yeah? I mean, it sounds like that's a very pretty dress. The clothes fit me as though they had been made for me, and not hastily grabbed from a pile. I run my fingers along the fine stitching and feel how impossibly light the fabric is. I can see why Keegan frequents the shop so often. As we approach the counter, the tailors are both watching me in triumph. They may be snooty, but they obviously take a lot of pride in their work.
I must say, you did not disappoint me. Once again, I'm in your debt.
Huh? What did I do? Oh, them, okay. Oh, you flatter us, Master Keegan. Your patronage is thanks enough. Of course, we also enjoy your more casual visits. As do I. For now, I fear I must return to the palace. I'll send payment along with what I owe for my personal order. Keegan continues to discuss the details in between their saccharine compliments. I don't actually... It's saccharine? I don't know what that is. By the time we leave, they have invited him for tea no less than 3 times. Meanwhile, I still can't stop thinking about what it means that I accepted these clothes. Keegan says I won't have to pay, but the fairies, whatever kind he fancies himself to be, don't just give things away for free. Saccharine means sweet like sugar. Oh, okay. But Keegan shares the same VA as Furry Wolf Daddy from ZZZ Lycon. New Lycon or old Lycon? Because I heard Lycon's English voice a long, long time ago. I have not heard the newer voice actor because I just play in Japanese now. When we make it to the palace, for a moment, I'm struck by its opulence. Intricate canals and waterfalls decorate the grounds, and pink roses cover the significant portion of the land. We're greeted by a grandiose... Ugh. Wait, good night, Momo. Good night. Have a good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed burn. Bye, Leo. Grandiose. I can say it, I swear. Marble staircase and a large pink banner bearing the same swan and roses I saw back at Shay's outpost. The newer VA? Oh, okay. Yeah, I never heard him in game then. Say the stone is carved into a mix of antiquity and long, sinuous lines that give the palace a beautifully unique appearance. Moss and roses grow along the grounds and walls and cover the elaborate fountains in green and pinks so that there's a trace of wildness about the palace. The palace feels old too, but not in a bad way. More timeless than anything. If I wasn't terrified for my life, I'd love it! It's the most grand building I've ever seen! Keegan seems unfazed by the grandeur as he casually greets the guards and guides us through the gates and over a bridge. Sippy. Okay, watch your temple, Shada. It's a long way down. I raise my eyebrow and glimpse over the side of the bridge, and when I do, I have to force myself not to take any sudden movements. I'd expect to see a lake or something down below us, but all those waterfalls are just flowing into some great big pit! I can't even see the bottom of it!
Raiden, squeeze my hog.
Oh god, that's a good one. With a voice that rich sounding, though, I think he's a good fit. I mean, I'd have to actually, like, hear how he sounds as that, but I mean, yeah. Raiden, squeeze my hog. Okay, instinctively, I walk closer to Keegan until we put some bit of distance between us and the pit. The pit calls for us. As we enter the palace itself, servants and nobles line the halls as we pass through, whispering behind their hands and staring at us. At me. The servants are watching with concern, their eyes flicking between me and my escort Keegan. The nobles, on the other hand. Oh my, I think we're in for a show today. Didn't they run off to join the Unseelie? Vaguely seem like they're anticipating my demise. I squint as I note the word Unseelie. I've heard it before. I think Shay mentioned something about it, didn't they? Despite the columned halls being open to the air, it feels claustrophobic as I realize I'm the center of attention. This is like some kind of nightmare! Nightmare! As we make the long journey down the hall, I can't help but think whatever the queen has in store can't be worse than this.
Quite impolite, aren't they? Gawking so openly. You'd think they'd have better things to do.
Maybe I'm just the prettiest girl in the whole high world and they can't help but stare at me. Wait, is he trying to make me feel better? I give him an anxious smile in return. Yeah. Keegan blocks me from the crowd as he leans over to hold the door to the throne room. His expression never changes, but his voice drops so that only I hear him. Wait, are you ready to go in? As ready as I'm gonna get. No use putting it off anymore. Keegan nods and we enter the throne room. To my surprise, the queen is nowhere to be seen. Instead, there are 3 very important-looking men talking amongst themselves. What do you mean very important looking? This one looks like he works at a fucking college IT help desk. What do you mean? All three of them turn to look at us as we walk in. Okay, Sether? Oh, Sether, Kether, and Tether? Alright. Why, of course, I should have known you would be here, awaiting Her Majesty. The men share a cautious look before approaching us. Say, well, if it isn't Keegan, I wondered where our, given name... Oh, the Master of Secrets had slittered off to. The red-headed man chuckles at some joke only he understood. The other two men are appraising me, both looking at me as though I were something foul. Wonderful. I get all gussied up and then the fops still turn their noses up at me. Isn't Deona supposed to be one of them? Or do all the wealthy folks just have a second sense for spotting the pores? Here's hoping they aren't too close to the Queen. I see her returning the fledgling druid. Her Majesty will be most grateful, I'm sure. Oh yeah, she does love her pets, doesn't she? Pet? Sether's eyes remain on Keegan. I wonder if he was included in that statement.
I only do as she asks of me. I'm sure Her Majesty will feel the same about you.
And what are you implying by that, Master of Secrets?
Her Majesty must be reliant on us all to watch out for her best interests. After all, rulers these days are dropping like flies. No?
Keegan, are you gonna kill the Queen? The courtiers share a furtive glance, but Keegan gives no indication if he saw it. Setter's face, or Kether's face, rushes through several expressions before settling on indignation. However, we don't get a chance to hear his response. Alright. The Rose Queen! Ooh! Alright, let's do it. Before the sneering courtier can fumble in a final retort, a chorus of trumpets erupts through the throne room, ceasing all the chatter around us entirely. I spin around, following the collective gaze of the court until it settles on the back door, where an ostentatiously clad footman stands at attention, presenting her illustrious royal majesty, as regal as the swan, a flower among women, beautiful and benevolent, a paragon of grace and before the ever dawn dims, if you will. Okay, wait, given name means radiant, surname means white swan. Elabon? Name given... Oh, okay, I see. Queen of... Oh god, the sovereign of the Sealy Court. Oh no! Okay, the door practically bursts open from behind the footman, who scurries off to the side before he can be trampled by the ensuing procession. The scene is a spectacle to behold. Hordes of finely dressed folk all flutter around in lace-shrouded litter, and everyone else in its immediate path is either forced to disperse or join the revelry. Some of the entourage play music, sing, toss dried flowers out in front of it like rice at a wedding, though most are crowding in and around the litter itself, all speaking up to the woman inside, their voices converging at an incomprehensible cacophony. I unthinkingly make a step towards the scene, feeling almost compelled to get a better look, but no matter how I strain my neck, I can barely see past all the other people in the litter's wake. Suddenly, I feel a hand on my shoulder.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. The Queen's entrances stop for none. She does have a knack for it, though, doesn't she?
Right. Yeah. Keegan smiles at me and leads me out of the way of the litter, but I keep my eye firmly affixed to it even as it passes by me. I can't help myself. I've heard stories about the Queen of the Fairies ever since I was a wee thing. Even if she isn't quite a fairy in the strictest sense, she must be a marvel to have this kind of escort following her every step. Sadly, all I can make out is her faint silhouette. Oh, did you see Her Majesty's gown? What a splendid design. I simply must... Oh! Ah! Watch where you're going, you little elf! I turn my head around, following the... Okay, it just mirrors the music getting louder. Oh my god. Oh. right the second I start to talk shit about the music being loud, it does that. Okay, yeah, make it awkward for me. Squinting some, I've watched as a variety of courtiers are seemingly pushed and shoved aside, all echoing a similar aghast sentiment. I can't see who's doing the pushing, though. They'd have to be awfully short to... Uh-oh. Stand aside! I have urgent news for the Queen! Right, that explains it. I see our little friend is back. This should be amusing. Stand and watch! I chuckle a bit, Riley, at that, resigning myself to stand and watch the scene unfold. I feel a tad guilty for the trouble Shay might get into, but I can't afford to stick my neck out in a place like this. I'm in enough trouble as it is. I'm not about to throw myself between some stranger and the Queen of the Not-Quite Fairies! Shay marches through the crowd, dead set on carving a direct path through the court to the Queen. The nobles and courtiers look irate. There's noticeable shouting now, though I can't make out any of the specifics.
Oh dear. Not one for decorum, are they?
Yeah, no, not really. Eventually, Shay manages to strong-arm their way to the litter, but they're stopped from reaching the Queen by one of her personal guardsmen. But Shay doesn't seem like they care about that. They get up in his face, yelling and wagging their finger. I can't help but wince a little. See, they've gotten themselves into a shouting match. Funny. Foolish, but funny. They're brave, that's for sure. I chew the inside of my cheek. I don't know. I think it's a bit brave? Doing what you feel is right and not much caring about what any of this lot thinks. In my experience, Mochar, the two are one and the same. Perhaps you would think differently if their actions today came at a cost. I turn and look up at Keegan, a bit startled. But will it? Depends. On what? If the Queen is pleased to see you. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. With that, Keegan takes a sidelong glance back towards the litter. Apprehensively, I follow his lead and see that Shay is glowering right at us. Feeling a slight chill down my spine, I wave.
Rise and shine, princess.
Hi, Gladio. Shay, seemingly confused for a short moment, waves back. And as we both wave for our own embarrassing reasons, I suddenly feel the eyes of the court shift from Shay onto me. No! Before I know it, the procession and all of its pageantries come to an abrupt halt in the middle of the room. I fold my arms and frantically look between Keegan and Shay, unsure of what to say or do with all of this newfound attention on me. Probably hide behind Keegan because he's taller. No offense, Shay. But neither of them seem like they're going to do much of anything, given Shay is understandably a bit mad at me, and Keegan, well, he just seems like he'd rather watch me squirm. Christ, why didn't my double have to be the most conspicuous bleeding person in the whole of the other world? Hello there,
Oh my gods.
Oh no. I startle as an unseen voice cuts through the whispers of the court, and like clockwork, all the attention is pried off me and onto...
Dana! There you are, you little rascal. Where in Danu's name have you been, darling?
That's the Queen? Okay. Alright. Wait, do you have any idea how devastated I was? It's true, Her Majesty nearly canceled her plans to visit the Summer Palace. I have no time to react to any of this, at least not appropriately. As she speaks, the Queen unceremoniously bursts from the litter of her own procession and proceeds to stride straight towards me. Every member of the court is forced to make way, and unlike with Shay, they do so with expedience. Likewise, once the Queen reaches me, I am rendered completely helpless as she scoops my face into her hands and squishes my cheeks. Ah!
Oh, just look at you. So pale, so thin. Really, darling, what were you eating this whole time? Nuts? Berries off the forest floor?
I mean, Considering this takes place in the famine, maybe.
Ah, say no more. The thought of it is simply too much to bear.
See, the queen suddenly wrenches me free, and I find myself stumbling backwards, in part due to the surprising amount of force behind the act, but also mostly out of flustered embarrassment. I think my whole face must be as rosy as her hair. Maybe Keegan wasn't lying before about the queen being distressed. Keegan, I ought to kiss you, or at the very least reward you for what you've done here today. Though I suppose I should hardly be surprised that our Master of Secrets would be the one to bring our dear, sweet, darling Deona home. Part and parcel to the territory, no? As the queen says this, I notice Shay running up behind her, their mouth agape. Though, strangely, despite how urgently they tried to alert the queen of my presence, they do not interject against the queen's assertion. Correct her. Yeah, no, it was Shay that found me, sorry. No, this dude just found me the second time. We ran into Keegan along the way. Oh, is that so? Yes, though they were in quite the state when I crossed their paths. I thought it best not to parade the court druid through the throne room in rags. Quite well. You have my gratitude for your services, sweet pea. I shall inform your superior to ensure that you are appropriately rewarded. You may return to your post. Oh, thank you, your majesty. But...
Darling?
But, was there something else?
Yes, Mum. Permission to escort the court druid back to their premises.
And if I may be so bold... that's a first. I think under present circumstances, someone ought to stand guard. At least for now, while it's still unsafe. I feel a chill run down my spine. Stand guard! How am I gonna get home? After all, the Unseelie... No.
What?
No, that will not be necessary. Return... Not Claire de Lune! No! Why is it always this song? Sorry, give me like 5 seconds. Just give me a second. Why is it always Claire de Lune? I love it, but still, why? It's always Claire de Lune. Shay, for a brief moment, stares at the queen with an irritated bewilderment, best reserved for, well, anyone else. How's it going, Mama? Hi, player. I mean, it's going. I'm enjoying it so far. It is... How long has it been? An hour and a half? Yeah, this is a very robust for being... Well, I mean, I guess this one's not so much of a demo as it is like more of a... What do you call it when a game's kind of half out, but not all the way out? Alpha access? Or whatever that is?
Thanks. See
I
you
don't
around.
know terminology. I've been playing video games since I was 5 years old, and I still don't know a damn thing. Well, how very exciting.
Your Majesty.
If you wouldn't mind, I have some important matters to bring to your attention. Developments in your absence, shall we say. Yes, of course, but later. Poor Deona looks exhausted. I simply must see them to their cottage first. Naturally. By all means then, shall we be off?
We? Oh, really now, Keegan?
Oh?
I can't say I'm surprised you'd set your sights on this one, but am I not entitled to a little time alone with them too?
Okay, for a brief moment, Keegan appears visibly surprised, but the expression's gone as quickly as it came.
I can't say I quite catch your meaning.
Yeah, I'm but your humble servant. Perhaps I merely wish to bask in your presence and engage in intelligent conversation. Yeah, no doubt, but there is no need to flatter me, Keegs. It is perfectly natural in my eye for you to be intrigued by our Deona here. I imagine their disappearance was more than a little vexing to the Master of Secrets. If you insist. Keegan's eyes linger on me for a moment before he turns back to the Queen and smiles.
Ah.
Well, then you know where to find me, so I shall take my leave. I quite literally do not know where to find you. This is my first day here. I don't go to this school. Keegan bows politely to us both, but before he goes, he catches my hand and places a kiss on my fingers. Oh, okay.
Slán go fáil, Deona.
What the fuck? And Gotcha! Incorrigible, that one! And with that, the queen spins around and claps her hands together. The court will adjourn for today in light of the newfound developments, as you were, gentlemen. There are a few grumblings from within the crowd, but with the queen's dismissal, most begin to filter out of the throne room, leaving me alone. With her. I swallow. Now, shall we be off? The queen looks at me expectantly. Maintain decorum! Ah! I bow my head quietly in acknowledgement, allowing the queen to take the lead. Though if I'm frank, it's just about all I can manage with all the butterflies whirling around in my stomach. Besides, I haven't the faintest idea where she wants to go. Did Daona often take private walks with the queen? No, that can't be right. They weren't that important to the court, were they? Without another word, the queen walks out of the throne room, and so I follow at a respectful distance behind. That's what you do with royal sorts, isn't it? Uh-oh.
My oh my. It seems our Dana has up and vanished yet again.
Whatever shall I do? Huh? Your Majesty? Abruptly, the queen stops in the middle of the hallway.
Oh,
there you are. Thank goodness. Do keep up, darling. If I wanted to talk to the air, I would hardly ask you to pitter along behind me as I do. Of course. Okay. With a slight blush on my cheeks, I sheepishly quicken my pace until I'm standing beside her. Apologies, Your Majesty. The queen clicks her tongue. Gracious, enough of that. We are no longer in the public eye. Between us two, I will do just fine. Alright. Much better. And with that, she leads me out of the palace. Into the gardens. My goodness. Can't help but gasp. I've never seen such an immaculate garden. The flowers, the waterfalls, the pond, it's like something out of a picture book.
they are pretty, no? I can never quite get used to it either.
Really? Didn't you grow up here? I bite my tongue. In hindsight, the question was a bit impertinent. Sometimes I forget how new you are. No, I didn't grow up here. I took my first walk through these gardens on the day of my coronation. I raise an eyebrow at her, a bit perplexed. I won't claim to be privy to the ways of royalty, let alone fairy royalty, but why wouldn't a princess be raised in the capital? Then, it is lovely out, though. Can you hear the birds chirping? Say, I understand if you're too tired, but would you care to walk with me a little while longer? There's no need to rush to your abode. Okay, on one hand, the queen wants to take a stroll with me, but on the other, I can't quite get a proper read on her. She's certainly opulent and a touch melodramatic, but there's something else there behind that aristocratic smile. Something unpredictable, something I can't quite place. I don't know if I can trust it. And while I'm still play-acting as Daona, it may be best to keep a low profile and avoid being alone with these people as much as possible. And again, who am I to refuse the queen? She's given me a choice, but is it one? Really? We're taking a walk. Yeah, I rub my chin for a moment and then sigh. Well, I suppose I wouldn't mind taking the long way around.
Darling!
There we go. Wonderful! With a smile, Ive proceeds to pull me down a winding garden path lined by great big bushes of flowers and wispy willow trees. A gentle wind stirs up and all the smells into the air as we pass the pond. I feel a cool mist against my skin. Oh, that sounds like such a nice walk! I feel remiss only calling it beautiful, but I'm no poet. Beautiful will have to suffice. Though, if I'm honest, I can't help feel like there's something unnatural about it, too. All the flowers seem so fresh, as though they all bloomed today and would stay that way forever. It's nothing like the flowers in Ireland. Such fragile and perfect things and so quickly gone. What are you thinking? I jump a little, jostled out of my thoughts by Ive's question. As I go to meet her, I am surprised by the way she's looking at me. It's almost sad? Pitying, maybe? Thinking? Your expression seems very solemn. Feeling homesick? I swallow, feeling a little color leave my cheeks. Deona, the druids are not the only ones familiar with, magic, you know. I squint a little confused. Wait, I don't think you've met the character yet, but Amanda the Explorer is in this game. Who the fuck is Amanda the Explorer? You don't mean Dora, right? Like Dora the Explorer? Does she have a cousin named Amanda that I don't know about? What is this? I squint a little confused by both this game and that inquiry. I'm not sure I understand. It was not a particularly well-kept secret that you wished to leave us, Deona. And by your appearance, the change in your aura, you succeeded. You returned to Ireland. So, what do you mean by returned, huh? I take it was not quite what you were expecting, was it?
Truthfully, I sympathize. You were not Tuatha Danann. This was not supposed to be your home. And sometimes, longing for that which never was can be just as painful as longing for something lost.
But I digress.
Darling?
Amanda the Adventurer. That's okay, that does not help. I don't know who Amanda the Adventurer is either. Oh no, not Amanda. Yeah. The only time I remember Amanda Bynes from the Amanda Show when I was a kid, and that is literally the only public figure I can think of that has that name. Is it like a spooky scary? It's a spooky scary game. I was about to ask if it's like a fucking Disney show or something. Liar stay. I'm gonna stay silent. I can't tell where the truth is. Not now. Not this deep into my accidental deception. Would be too dangerous. The fair folk are an unpredictable sort, after all. You don't know that game? I have never heard of it. But I can't bring myself to lie either, and I find myself avoiding her eye. Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. I'd just be like, oh god, I don't know what to say. I'm bad at lying. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and hope that I can disappear. Well, even so, I must admit there is something on my mind, something that I wanted to talk to you about specifically.
There is trouble in the air, Dana. More trouble than I'd care to entertain.
I raise an eyebrow. How do you mean? This was before your time, but I imagine the druids familiarized you with the War of the Courts well enough. It ended only 50 years ago, half a lifetime to a human, I suppose, but not to us. Frankly, by the way some talk of it, the war never really ended, it only paused. In any case, I don't expect you've yet heard the news, have you? I just got here, I don't know shit! Guess not! Nope, I ain't heard the news. Just as well. I pauses for a long moment, her gaze drifts out over the pond, pensively watching as a bevy of swans bathe themselves underneath the waterfall.
Lugad, the traitor, is dead.
The first king of the Unseelie. He's called the Traitor King by the Seelie Court. Got it.
Ordinarily, this would be cause for celebration. He was a miserable tyrant well past his due. If the gods had any sense in them, his soul would be left to wither and rot.
But after the war ended, Lugad was left impotent and uninterested in furthering his ambitions. His son, however, is young and full of vigor. Oh no! I see? So what does that mean? It's too soon to be certain. But it's widely believed that the man is as much of a hot-headed fanatic as his father was. My court already whispers of war. This land has already seen far too much violence. She grows quiet and then looks at me expectantly. My throat dries as I rack my brain for anything useful or even comforting to say to her. Are you sure about this guy's son? I don't know. Are you sure about this dude? What? I mean that he'll cause trouble. I stares at me a good long while, but her eyes seem far away. Eventually, she turns her face from me entirely and frowns. Uh-oh, bad choice, bad choice. I can be sure of nothing but what I know. And I know that Lugid was obsessed with his legacy. Was as obsessed with his legacy as he was his self-purported divinity, being the so-called rebirth of Lug. There's no doubt in my mind, given his own failures, that Lugid ordained his son to take up his mantle to finish what he started, the conquering of Ternog. Faced with such knowledge, what else am I to do but assume the worst, most probable outcome, and prepare for it? I can't answer her, not rightly, at least, but another question burns at my mind. Did you know Lugid, your majesty? We all did, all too well. But let us not dwell on him. He's dead, and the sooner he's forgotten, the better. Besides, there's still something else we need to discuss.
In the coming days, I may need your assistance. For the sake of the realm.
I don't know what the hell you think I can do, but okay, sure, I guess. What? Yeah, I am a little surprised. The druids have always been invaluable consultants to the kings and queens of the Tuthadan, you know, even in matters of war. But I'm just a human? Yes, well, I believe that's a good thing in this case. You have no stake in this fight. Your eyes are new, your perspective clear. I need someone around me who isn't impeded by ulterior motives. I feel my heart thudding in my ears. I'm not sure what to say. Though honesty is a becoming trait, and not one often shared among my court. If you can promise me your honest thoughts, I will expect no more of you. A twinge of guilt turns the inside of my stomach as I look over at the queen, who seems like a good deal more honest herself than she had been before in the palace. It almost makes me wish I could stay and help, but I'm not Daona. I have no business being here, my own duties to care for. Still, I can't quite bring myself to disappoint her. I'll do my best, Miss Ife. Oh, really? You are too cute. Just Ife, darling. All these misses and ma'ams make me feel old. I'm only 299, you know. I mean, you look good for your age. You don't look a day over 150. Takes a considerable amount of effort not to let my mouth fall open. Well, I think I've held your ear long enough for now. Though I dare say this was rather enjoyable. We ought to do it again, no? That would be nice, ma'am.
Oh, is that cheek I hear? Oh, I'll be sure to remember that. And I'll have you know, I can be quite mean when I want to be.
Oh no. Mean? Quite. Not certain what she means by that, but I have a feeling that pressing the point would put me in a precarious spot, so I don't. Well, another time. For now, let's get you home. Alright, current progress saved. Yep, time for the next chapter. And also, wow, it is right about at the 2-hour mark, which means Bezos wants his blood money. It's time for a piss break.
Now, it's your turn to go to the bathroom.
No, that's actually good timing because I actually do have to go pee this time. So I'm gonna go piss, girl. You guys should all do the same thing so you don't have to watch ads. Go get a drink. Do something else for 5 minutes. Just make sure you come back, okay? So welcome back, gamers. Did you have a good break? Anybody get a snack? Welcome back. Thank you, Bliss. Alright. With a tentative silence now between us, Queen Eye guides me through the gardens to a gate in the palace walls. At a glance, it seems to lead back into the forest. Strange, I wondered Daona's residence would be outside the palace grounds if they're an employee of the Queen. Do you have your key with you, darling? Oh, in a brief attempt to save face, I pat myself down as though I were searching for something I would usually have on me. No, sorry, I must have misplaced it. Oh dear, well, we shall have to remedy that, but no matter, I have one here. I hum softly, after which she seemingly snatches a key from thin air. That is, unless I missed her digging around for a pocket in all those dress folds. Nevertheless, she's unlocked the gate before I can think on it much further. As I suspected, the other side of the gate does indeed extend into the forest, but I'm surprised again by how far we end up walking. Whoever this Daona truly is, they certainly valued their privacy. Oh, that's my little house in the woods! That's cute! Eventually, Ife and I reach a glade where a small but homey sort of cottage sits hidden away from prying eyes. The windows are dark, and the garden off to the side looks overrun. It's been a while since anyone's been here, that's for certain. Though, strangely, the rose bushes look a bit more well-kept than the rest of the flora. Well, except for the fact they're currently being munched on by a very, very stupid horse.
Oh!
Oh my, is that your horse, Daona? I don't think I've seen it before. I don't answer because my jaw's fallen completely slack. I can't believe what I'm seeing. But how? Why? Darby, what are you? Don't eat those! Oh my god, me and my horse both got isekai'd. See that damn fool of a horse's ears stiffly flip backwards, but otherwise she doesn't acknowledge me at all. Suppose that does answer my question. Flushing, I turned back to the Queen, rigid and alert. Oh, yes! But we were separated. Interesting. Well, never mind. I suppose now this is where we part ways. I would invite myself inside, but I'm sure the place is overrun with dust, so I'll leave you to your housekeeping. Hot women, hell yeah! Do keep your ear to the ground, though. I imagine I'll have need for you shortly. Right, thank you, Queen Eye. Hastily and very much distracted, I attempt something of a bow to the Queen before sprinting off towards Darby, my mind swirling with questions. Do try to keep out of trouble, Aaron. Wait, for a moment I glanced back over my shoulder. Certainly I heard Ive say something else, but she's already turning out of the glade by the time I do. I shake my head and press on after Darby, who, despite my hollering, keeps chewing on those rose bushes without a care in the world. Bad horse, stop that! You're going to get stuck here if you eat those! The mare raises her head and stares at me mid-chomp. Darby, I'm warning you, She swallows. My head falls back as I let out an exasperated sigh. Great, perfect. How'd you feel if I just left you here then? Leave you to the fairies! Darby's ears press down and she huffs at me. Why, you're the one who decided to eat fairy food. Or, fairy flowers? Anyway, point is, the first thing people tell you about the other world is that you never, ever eat the food. And I clutch my tummy as it groans. Damn, how long has it been since I ate? It was night when I stumbled in here and morning when I popped out of the lake, but it still feels like morning now. The sky hasn't changed at all. I sigh, shaking my head. Again, it doesn't matter how long it's been. I'm now well and truly hungry. But if I'll eat anything from this place, I'll be trapped here. Shit. I slap my forehead, the solution suddenly dawning on me. Wait, the potato! Oh yeah! I our mom sent us out with a little potato! I hurry over to Darby, but I have a sinking feeling in my gut. Please let it be there. Please let it be there. My face falls as I search both sides of her, but it's no use. Saddlebag's gone. Damn it! Suppose I shouldn't be all that surprised. It's already a small miracle that I managed to find my horse again, but with all that's going on, I'm almost forgotten what led me here to begin with. Anything of value my family had in the world was in that saddlebag. Even if I get Darby and I out of here now, how am I gonna be able to face my family? I fold my arms in close, suddenly feeling very, very helpless. Drawn out of my thoughts, I look over at Darby, who I thought just made a sound, but she's still eating the flowers and not paying me any mind at all. Duh? I feel a slight chill run through me as another strange sound comes out of nowhere. Hurriedly, I turn around and come face to face with another horse. The purple-maned beast is far larger than any horse I've ever seen, and it stares at me with such an intensity that I reflexively take a few steps back. Stranger still, though. Duh? Oh. Nah? Is that it can talk? A bead of sweat rolls down my forehead and I freeze, holding the creature's eye. Hello? Its gaze lingers on me a while longer, until abruptly the horse reels back and whinnies. Bewildered, I stand and watch as it turns and gallops off into the Sealy woods, with my saddlebag on its back! Hey! Get back here with that! I move without thinking, not willing to let this chance slip through my fingers. I have no idea why this other horse would have my saddlebag, but I can think about it later. I bolt over to Darby and swing into her saddle. Surprised, she immediately tries to throw me off my balance, but I hold firm with my knees and pull in her reins. Oh, not this time, you don't! She acquiesces to my control and kicks off into a gallop at my command, tearing off into the woods behind the, horse thief. Of course, the other horse is a good deal faster than Darby and I, so I can only see the tail end of it through all the woods. Still, I figure the damn thing has to come to a stop eventually, and when it does... Wait, where'd it go? I reel in the reins, forcing Darby to come to a rather abrupt halt, of which she's none too pleased about. I ignore her grumpy whinnies of protest, though, and as we have more pressing concern now, namely, not only that the horse we were chasing just up and vanished, but it left some kind of white, shapeless void behind it. I stare, utterly perplexed, as the void ebbs and flows. Looking down at the ground, I also notice a set of hooves leading into it. Initially, I hesitate. I have no idea what that thing is or why the other horse would have a run through it. I'd assume it intended to do that to begin with. Before I can really weigh my options, though, I see it begin to fade. Now left with a split-second decision that could cost me that saddlebag forever, oh, for Pete's sake! I spur Darby into the void. Into the void! Alright, next chapter, yeah, let's go! Call of the Crow. Oh, I love crows! I love crows! They're like my favorite little bird guys! I feel it tugging in my navel, like some force is violently dragging me forward, and a crisp wind hits my face. Oh, that was a big-ass mushroom. Whoa, now! Tugging in the reins, I call for Darby to stop so I can reorient myself. What in the hell? Yeah, where the fuck am I now? Wings of golden light illuminate through the canopy of the otherwise dark and foreboding forest, now absent any features of spring. Crows are your favorite bird. I think they're probably my favorite bird too. They're just really, really smart, and they're super duper cool. Corvids, just crows and ravens are really, really neat, and they can vocalize really well like parrots, just a lot of people don't know that. I think they're fucking cool. Nothing green remains. All the trees are painted in the cool autumn hues, and the leaves fall with such frequency that I'm surprised any above remain. Possibly large mushrooms replace the vibrant flowers and overgrowth of the Sealy forest. Eerie silence is only occasionally interrupted by a gust of wind. Magpies are smart too. Yeah, magpies are also corvids, yeah. I've just never seen one. I shiver in the saddle as chilly air and a steady drizzle of rain quickly permeate through my clothes. Where am I? I think I've told you guys about my little crow purse, right? I have a little purse. It's just a little crow eat-a bag. I want it to be like a Silas eat-a bag because Silas is also very, very crow themed. But I don't have any pins for him yet, so right now it's just crow bag. But it's really cute. I like it a lot. See, I look behind me for any sign of the void, the cottage, or the bright morning sunlight left behind. But all I find is more of this damp air and darkness. I scan the forest floor for any tracks that might guide me, but the horse I was chasing seems to have simply vanished into thin air. I used to see a lot of magpies back where I lived in the UK. See, where could it have gone? I searched the canopy, but only find a few crows watching me from above. My mind swirls with confusion as I clench Darby's reins and turn her around in hopeless circles, as though that would somehow take me back to where I was. Oh, what was I thinking? I'm even more lost than I was before! I groan and throw my hands up in frustration, causing Darby to huff nervously and shift underneath me. But you know who is also crow-themed? Sebastian Michael. Yeah, you know what? I haven't actually thought about that. You are correct. He is indeed crow-themed. He is indeed. Oh, sorry, Darby. I stroke her neck until she relaxes again. At least this time I'm not lost and alone. Well, what should I do? Just pick a direction and hope for the best? I have no idea where I am, much less how far I am from that lake now. Not to mention, given the sudden shift in the seasons, I can't help but fear the worst, that somehow after running through that void, more time has passed than I can afford. Bird! As we approach the dirt road deeper into the forest, more crows begin to fly in and perch in the canopy. The more the merrier, I suppose. We got a whole murder? But in the silence of the forest, the growing audience in the canopy is a little creepy. It really does feel like I'm being watched, and the increasing darkness of my surroundings doesn't help much either. Ooh. Okay, actually maybe it's very creepy. I urge Darby to a canter, and we hurry down the path, hoping to escape the uncanny atmosphere. Suppose she's coming for us still? Shut up, would you? If she is, she'll be following the sound of your yellow bellying. I gently pull back on Darby's reins as I hear a group of voices up ahead of me. For a moment, I breathe a sigh of relief. That didn't take long at all. Maybe my luck is finally turning around. Just let her come then. I'll give her a right proper wallop. You'll give her... Are you mad? She's the bleeding for the love of Angus, stop your jawing and help me move this cart. And you, if you don't stop drinking all our wares, your piss-soaked trousers are gonna go in a ditch, so unless you fancy walking back to glorious bare-assed in the snow, piss off, Alright, that's enough of that for you. Oi, don't go snatching a man's whiskey before he's finished. Alright, these guys seem lovely. Well, there's definitely something off about the trio. One of them is unquestionably drunk. The other seems to be restless and on edge. It may not be a good idea to approach them after all. Still, I don't know when I'll be crossing another person's path. These forests are dense and intimidating and filled with who knows what. Do I really want to risk what might be my one chance of finding my way out of here? I clench my jaw. I don't want to turn back if I don't have to, so I resolve to inch myself a little bit forward and just keep listening on their conversation for now. If they seem like trouble, then I'll just turn heel and be on my way. At least they don't seem to be going anywhere fast from what I can tell, squinting through the trees. Bollocks, how's anyone supposed to move about these godforsaken woods when it's always raining and making a mess of the roads? Ha, missing home? Gods no, do I look like I enjoy freezing my tits off? What tits? You know, one of these days I'm gonna cut that tongue from your gob shit mouth. Easy up. If we're caught like this, we're all getting worse. If you'd have thought you would be such a lily-livered little coward about all this. Good sense ain't cowardice. I didn't think we were gonna snatch this from the main supply lines and right under the nose of... Where else, you idiot? Further north you go, the less anything grows. All I'm saying is we were doing just fine. You call holding up poor bastards on the roadside fine? It wasn't much, but we made do. We should just grab what we can and get a move on. This is a right wash, and you know it. Don't be stupid. You know how much grain's in there. We'd be living fat and happy, the king of Iron Rye, for at least a year, easy. Not if we don't make it back. Well, then move your hide and push. This bloody cart ain't going nowhere without more hands. You know, you're right. Oi, where'd that drunken langer toddle off to? Ah. Oh, bird! Oh, actually, that looks more like a magpie than a crow. Yeah, the suddenness of yet another crow up above nearly startles me out of my skin. I huff, glaring at the little menace as it swoops down. Oh! And forces me to lock eyes with the drunkard peering at me through the foliage. Uh-oh. Caught off guard, I momentarily hesitate, and that unfortunately gives the drunkard enough time to lunge at me, even as I kick Darby into motion. Oh! With one swift motion, a hefty brute grabs a fistful of my clothes and yanks me off Darby's saddle. I land with a thud to the muddy forest floor, watching helplessly as Darby spurs down the path, and she's gone. Wait, not so fast, spy. The drunkard whistles to the other bandits before dragging me to my feet, shoving me forward. I struggle against his grip, hoping to at least throw him off balance, but it's useless. He's short and stout, but as sturdy as a brick house, even sloshed. Up ahead, I finally see the scene that'd been mostly hidden from me up till now. The bandits have been struggling to dislodge a horse-drawn cart from a muddy rut. It's so well and stuck that the cart looks close to tipping over. Wait, have you seen Sri Lankan magpies? They're so pretty. I mean, other than just, like, occasionally seeing photos of them, I've never seen a magpie in general. I can't see past the sheet covering the cart's contents, but if it's all grain, then there's no way their poor horse will be able to pull all that for long. At least, not by itself. As the drunkard and I meander into view, the two other bandits block Darby's path and calm her down enough to grab hold of her reins. My stomach sinks. This is not good. Not good at all. How about that, huh? That old Bagdan who's smiling on us after all. Fate's brought us a horse and a fancy bastard to boot. Very fancy. Who are they supposed to be anyhow, and what's with the ears? I fail to find a proper response to any of these questions, as I feel my mouth go dry. My eyes start between the bandits, or more pertinently, the weapons at their sides. Eventually, I manage to sputter out a pitiful plea. Please, I don't have anything of value. No? Don't look at me. The drunkard claps me on the back, sending me stumbling right into the middle of all three bandits. I'm surrounded. It's true though, check my horse. I was already robbed of everything. The bandit woman snorts as I say this, giving me a disdainful once-over. You know, lads, I don't doubt it. The other bandits guffaw and a look of understanding seems to cross all their faces. I swallow hard. How am I gonna get out of this? Look, I don't want any trouble with you folks. Honest, I'm just passing through. Shut it. The bandit woman stalks towards me, her hand reaching towards her waist. I'll be square with you. We're in a bit of a rush here, so I don't much care to deal with you any longer than I need to. So here's how this works. We're taking the horse. You're outnumbered, defenseless, and by the looks of it, have never been in a real scrap in your life, so unless you'd like me to paint the roadside with your entrails, best move along now. Alright, damn. I can take it. I can't let them take Darby. I'm not losing the old girl again. Make a break for it? Protest ain't gonna do shit. Make a break for it. I step back with my hands raised, giving the bandit woman a brief nod before casting my gaze downward. I attempt to look as dejected as I can while I walk a ways off, before making a break towards Darby. I've tossed myself onto her plenty of times, and she's so close if I can just get... Ah!
Oh, shit!
That was good time. I tumble onto my knees after having my legs kicked out from under me. Ah, damn it. It takes me a moment before I realize that the bandit woman just up and tackled me. An even longer moment passes before I notice the sharp object digging between my shoulder blades. Aha, wrong way. Ah, shit. I find myself completely frozen. Is this it? Is this how I meet my end? I suck in a breath through my teeth, awaiting the inevitable with my eyes squinted shut. Oh! My eyes flash open again. I flip over and scramble back onto my feet, realizing that the bandit had been wrenched off of me. Out of nowhere, a mysterious woman stands between me and my assailer. Her bronze sword glints in the evening light as she raises it to parry the bandit woman's dagger, before kicking her square in the chest and knocking her onto the ground breathless. Damn, girl! Without sparing me a glance, the warrior woman lunges towards the other bandits. The nervous man fumbles as he retrieves his sword. The drunkard is unable to keep up with the warrior's unending onslaught through his inebriation. All I can do is watch my savior with awe as she dodges one man's sloppy swing before swiftly taking him down and then blocking the other's sword just as it comes at her. Ha! She effortlessly defends against both men, though I suppose one being drunk doesn't hurt. The movement of my periphery catches my attention in time to see the bandit woman is crawled back to her feet, her dagger once again in hand. The warrior is engaged with the second man still. We'll never see her in time. Stop her! I look around me in a panic. There's gotta be something around here that'll make do for a weapon! Finally, I spot a huge branch on the forest floor. I suppose now's as good a time as any to see if these things will do much against a person. The woman has her dagger raised high, ready to strike at the warrior woman from behind, when my makeshift club connects with the side of her head. Honk. She crumples to the ground noiselessly, as I stare at the branch in disbelief before dropping it, as though it burns to keep holding on. Is she? Did I? She's a little worse for wear, but alive. The woman is sheathing her sword as she approaches me. The other two bandits are both lying unconscious behind her. Thank you for having my back just then. Very resourceful. Are you okay? They didn't injure you? I'm sorry I didn't get her faster. Thank you. I'm fine. Mostly just a little shaken up. I've never been in a real fight before. And I apologize for dragging you into one.
By the way, I'm Maitre Jor, commander of the Unseelie Sentinels. I've been trailing these bandits for a while now, after they stole some supplies being sent out of province.
She gestures over to the covered cart. Pleasure, Maeve. I'm the Sealy Court Druid. Mouth agape, I stare at her for a moment. Some small part of me had hoped that I might be able to escape this continuous identity crisis, but no such luck! Wait. The Malaysians defeated the before the conquest of it Isabel. They are believed to be the ancestors of the Gales. Okay. So as a Malaysian, you're pretty conspicuous if you know what to look for. Not to mention the outfit gives you away. Not every day a member of the Sealy Court gets caught crossing this side of the border. It's caught? I don't much like the sound of that. So, Druid, want to tell me what you're doing here? I shuffle a bit nervously, wondering if my answer could land me in trouble. Still, I don't really know enough about what's going on to lie. It's a very long story. For one, I'm not clear where here is. Maeve observes for a moment, like she's trying to figure out if I'm being honest or not. Wordlessly, she turns to inspect the card's contents. You're in the forest just outside... Wait, hang on. Castle of the People. It's a stronghold in Marius and the present capital of the Unseelie Court. Caslian Nandoi? So you can understand why I can't just let you leave. Our enemy's court druid showing up here just shy of the capital is a fairly substantial criminal offense, trespassing and all that. Criminal? Oh, for fuck! However, since you helped me out here, you can ride alongside me with your horse rather than the back with this lot. Gesturing over to the groaning man, and she gives me a genial nudge before procuring some rope from somewhere. Once I load them onto the cart, we're heading straight to the king. On the way, you can give me the highlights of what you're up to. Alright, I'll help her out. I mean, what else am I gonna do? I'm stuck here in the fairy realm no matter what. I might as well make it easy on myself. I have to say, so far, Maeve has been nicer and more straightforward with me than anyone, despite the fact I've apparently broken the law just by being here. Maybe if I stay on her good side, she'll be convinced I'm not here to cause trouble. We're going to see the king. I need all the help I can get. As Maeve picks up one end of the band-aid, I lift the other and we heave them each onto the cart before binding them together with the rope. By the time we're done, the fabric against my back is damp and my shoulders are burning. Nothing is worse than when you're kind of sweaty and your clothes start to stick to you. Top 10 worst feelings. I hate it. Ugh. Maeve, however, seems completely unbothered. Have to admit, you surprised me yet again, Druid. So far, you're nothing like what I expected. It's refreshing. I feel a little bashful from the praise. I faintly wonder if buttering me up is some kind of compliance tactic, but if it is, it's working. Oh, well, thanks. I'll go get Darby hooked up to the cart. Maeve grins, nodding at me as I go. God, she's pretty! Before we get going, Maeve gestures for me to follow her to the driver's seat. I nervously follow, but to my surprise, she removes a cloak from the cart and gently wraps it around me before tying it together. Sealy clothes aren't exactly made to withstand our climates. Put the hood up as well, to hide your ears. Okay, my body relaxes into the warmth of the cloak as though it was just now remembering how cold it was before. I guess my adrenaline rush back there helped too? As it takes a few minutes for Maeve and I to unwedge the cart from the rut, but with 2 horses at the front and us pushing the rear, we get it done. Though if I'm being honest, Maeve did most of the heavy lifting. Finally, we set out on the road side by side in front of the cart. Well, all we have now is time. Let's hear it. Right, well, I very cautiously explain and try to keep the details as sparse as possible, you know, just in case. I was just at my cottage when I saw something take off into the woods with my saddlebag. I had some important things in there, so I gave chase on Darby here, but then I fell into this, I don't know what to call it, a void, I guess? A great big white light. Anyway, I fumbled in and it spat me out here. Don't know how. I've never seen anything like it. I was looking for directions when I ran into the bandits and then you. Despite my clumsy description, Maeve seems to be following the narrative better than me. Once I finish, I wait for her verdict. Did you see what the thief looked like? I hesitate. This may be terminology, but I don't exactly know how common literal horse thieves are, or whatever that thing was. It had purplish hair? Well, it was better than nothing. Unbelievable. Damn it! Of all the times, I'm going to make sure this time he doesn't get away with it. Pardon? Sorry, I just have a reoccurring pain in the ass to address. The good news for you is I know who has your stuff. In fact, I think you do too. I sit up a little straighter. I do? Maeve heaves a long sigh and looks at me wearily. Well, we'll soon find out. It's only a suspicion for now. My stomach turns as I think about the possibility of interacting with yet another acquaintance of Deona's, but I feel a minor sense of relief as well. It's not much, but at least it's a lead. I don't have to fight a dragon for it or anything, do I? Why would you have to do something like that? Sorry, it's just been a really weird day. Or possibly longer, I can't really tell. So, who is it and where can I find them? We're already heading there, don't you worry. We still have a little ways to go though, so make yourself comfortable. I nod, settling back into my seat. Alright, quietly riding towards yet another menacing capital city is going to kill me. Maeve's been friendly enough with me so far, so I might as well make conversation. Once I can think of a topic anyway. What's with the birds? They're probably her friends, if I had to guess. My eyes strip to the air as the forest begins thinning out a little, and patches of sky become clearer. Squinting, I notice a few crows flying overhead. Seriously? Still? I look back to Maeve, the only commonality for this occurrence. So, what's with the birds?
Not a fan of my entourage, silly.
What? No, I love being stalked by a murder of crows. It's not unsettling in the slightest. Oh good, I was worried for a moment there. They followed me around ever since I was a child. Really? Why? You're not having me on, are you? You really don't know? No, ma'am, I can assure you that I am clueless in all things. Ha! Well, never you mind then. They're just my little helpers is all. I raise an eyebrow, not quite believing that's the end of it, but I don't press her. It's none of my business after all. As Maeve and I approach the end of the autumn forest, we come to a cliffside with an imposing castle on its precipice and a storming lake to its back. Here we are. That's the capital? It's no Tamir, but yes, the stronghold itself is home to about 200 people, with more folks in the surrounding villages. It's not the biggest castle the Unseelie took, but it was the last and hardest fought. King Lugin felt it was necessary to make this place the last city before spring, our capital. He was the sort of person that takes symbolic gestures very seriously. Last city before spring. Oh, so like are the areas, continents, sections, whatever, just like times of the year, the seasons? Okay. The castle town is much different than Tamir. The city feels slower, a bit emptier. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't this. I guess I figured the king would be as ostentatious as I've. The buildings haven't been maintained very well either. Some of the shopkeepers are patching up walls rather than attending to their empty counters. In some senses, it reminds me more of home, but that's surprising in its own way. I must be wearing quite the expression because Maeve starts explaining.
It doesn't look like much now, but it's a sight better than it was when we first started rebuilding. The war took a great toll on Morius. Gorius too, of course. But the fighting and the destruction was always more intense in these parts. Yeah.
It's just separated by seasons. It's like Spyro! In between the Seelie's trade embargo, keeping the gangs under control and restructuring how everyone gets fed, well, we just haven't had the time to resources to mend every roof. King hasn't been on the throne long either, but he has good plans in mind. We don't have much, but we're doing what we can, and it helps to know we're in this together. With time and cooperation, we might even be able to make this place better than before. There's a twinkle in her eye, and she casually looks over at me as she suggests it. Does she mean me, or, well, Deona? Is that why she's being so genial? Am I being recruited? I find myself fidgeting with the cloak Maeve gave me. Is a druid that influential? That was Spyro 2, right? That is Spyro... yeah, Spyro 2. Ripto's Rage. I can't help but to think back what Ike told me. Druids have always been invaluable consultants to the kings and queens of the Tuatha-Nan. But shouldn't that mean the king has a druid in his court too? If I ask, would that be considered rude? Ask. Maeve, can I ask a question about the Unseelie court? Of course, as long as it isn't state secrets. She gives me a wink and I feel a little less anxious about asking. Does your court have a druid? I just meant I haven't heard. Used to. Not at the moment, though. It's an important position. We need time to assess an appropriate candidate. I can only imagine. That's understandable. I, hope you get one soon. How congenial you are. As we continue on through the city, I notice that most of the townspeople who spot Maeve come up to greet us. Oh, Maeve, won't you come by sometime for a cup? Thank you, I'll come by sometime. Maeve, thanks for getting my lyre back. Next song's dedicated to you. If that's true, Cillian, it better not be another one about tavern girls. Hey, Maeve, I've got something set aside for you now. Maeve pauses at the vendor's call.
Hmm.
What do do you say? Want to take a little detour with me? Yeah. I'm in no rush for another royal confrontation, not to mention Maeve isn't the worst company I've had so far. Excellent. We lead the cart over to the vendor who called out to us, and he pulls out a small brown bottle that's been sealed with red wax. Not too much trouble getting it. She handles the bottle gently, tucking it into her saddlebag with care before fishing out a few odd-looking coins. If they can even be called coins, they look more like rings. These days, what isn't too much trouble, but for you, it was nothing. Oh, you're too kind. As we turn to leave, the man catches Maeve's attention once more. By the way, I meant to tell you that old bandit gang, the Nua Finana, is back around causing trouble. Thought you'd want to take care of it before the king does. Sonic money. Yeah, could be Sonic money. I'll see what I can do. We head back towards the castle, but the atmosphere has changed. Maeve seems distracted by what the vendor said. Maeve? Sorry, I got lost in thought. About the group the vendor mentioned, who are they? It's a bit complicated. Some folk will tell you they're just another group of bandits. But... well, they don't see themselves that way, and I don't think it's completely fair to say they're just another gang, but maybe that's my bias talking. I used to be one of them before I ended up where I am now. What, really?
It was a long time ago. They gave me a home when I had nowhere else to go and saw themselves as vigilantes, bringers of justice. They're not all bad, but not all good either. I left because I realized we weren't fixing anything. Not really.
I want to help them help themselves, I suppose. I don't know if I'll be able to reach them, but I want to try. But enough about me. I have supplies and a very companionable druid to deliver. Come on now, we should head to the stables and then into the keep. After that, stick by me and let me do most of the talking. Not a problem, Chief. If I've learned anything so far, is to try and avoid attention. Maeve takes me over to the stables where she assures me that Darby will be well taken care of. Trust me, these horses eat better than we do. While I get Darby's stall set up, Maeve takes the cart and bandits to a small group of guards where she starts giving them instructions. I'm filling the water trough when she returns.
Hey, I just want you to know I think you're telling the truth. I hope that makes you feel a little better about all this.
It does, but my stomach is too queasy to answer with more than a nod and a weak smile. Once we reach the enormous wooden doors of the keep, Maeve gives me one last comforting smile and places a hand gently on my shoulder. You'll be fine. Probably. Alright. The Horned Devil? As Maeve heaves open the heavy wooden doors, a wave of heat falls over me. The warmth eases the bitter autumn wind from my weary bones, but just as soon as I begin to feel myself relaxing, something else strikes my senses. The rich, all-encompassing smell of a freshly cooked feast. Food, yummy! Oh, you can even see it on the table over there! Just gotta, pan the camera around, even though it just kind of defaults to the bottom spot. Okay, I'm bleak taking in the strange scene before me. What kind of throne room is this? It's nothing like the Sealy's. In fact, if not for the literal throne at the far back, I wouldn't have realized this was a throne room at all. If anything, it's more of a public dining hall. The majority of the room is consumed by massive wood tables covered end to end with all sorts of food and drink. Oh, that's gotta be torture right now. See, I feel my mouth water enviously as I watch the crowd of common folk mingle and treat themselves to the fresh loaves of bread, steaming hot meats, fruits and vegetables, cakes and cheeses, meat and whiskey, and oh no, I'm hungry. Go ahead. Huh?
You're hungry. Eat something. We'll be waiting a while still.
Oh man, I would love to, but I can't. No, that's alright, I'm fine. Of course, that was just about the biggest, fattest lie I've ever spoken in all of my life, but I couldn't. Even now, I had to hold out hope. What? Alistair, hi! Claire Obscure seems pretty clear to me. Playing Expedition 33, welcome in everybody, how's it going? How was the stream? everyone. I'm Magical Momoka. If you don't know me, I'm your resident brainless bunny girl. I wanted to be a magician's rabbit, but I didn't get that job, so now I'm just a clown on the internet. And right now, I am kind of, I'm playing through a demo of an early access game. Right now there is a Steam festival happening for the next week that I'm taking part of, so I'm playing a whole bunch of demos for a bunch of, like, visual novel games. Some are like otome, some are romance, some are yuri, some are mystery, there's a horror one. So it's just a fun week of visual novels and chill times over here. It went pretty well, we just hit Act 2. Nice! Well, welcome in everybody. If anybody's gotta grab a drink, raid and run, do anything to go take care of yourself. I don't know what time it is for you, I only know what time it is for me, and for me it's kinda late. So, if you gotta get out of here, don't worry about it. Hope you have a good night. Sleep tight, go to bed, bye. There is no punt command. I should have one, honestly, because I am puntable. You know what, here, let me just switch to my larval state for you. Here you go. There you go. You can kind of just, like, shake me around if that works. I should make a punt command, though. I don't have that. Oh, man. Well, maybe I'll remember tomorrow. Yeah, I need some water and some headache meds. I'll be quiet and lurking until then. No worries. Thank you again for the raid. I hope you have a good night. I hope you're able to sleep tight. Don't let the bed button bite. But for now, back to this. We have a pretty woman to talk to. Suit yourself. Oh yeah, to explain the game very lightly, it's based on like Gaelic Irish kind of like fairy mythology. Right now we are what we think to be a human that's been transported to the fairy world. We're starving to death, but we can't eat anything because if we do, we'll be stuck here. Okay, the silence is awkward, so I break it. Ask about the feast or the king. Where's the king? Yeah, so we're waiting on the king, right? Maeve gives me a quick glance and then nods her head.
It isn't every day a silly spy of such I stand in gets caught crossing the border.
I'm not a spy! It's always the goddamn Fae. It always is. We got the Seelie and the unseelie courts to deal with. What? But you said I'm not... You can relax, I'm only joking! Kinda. You did illegally cross into unseelie territory, and ordinarily the punishment for doing so is, well, not good. But so far you've shown me a fair quality of character, so I'm going to vouch for you. Besides, if what you said before is true, then none of this was your fault. Still, we have to verify the validity of your story, and ultimately the king has final say on what's to be done with you. Uh-oh. So no punt. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't have a punt. Wait, that could be trouble. I don't know anything about this other king, and by the way she talks of him, my life may depend on his temperament. And if what the Seelie Queen says about him is true, what's he like? She looks away a bit hesitant. Oh, I imagine you've heard by now. Why don't you tell me? I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know. I've just said she thought he was gonna cause trouble. Maeve's gaze turns back to me. I fold my arms together, then shrug. I guess I don't pay much attention to the politics? I can't say I believe that, but I understand the sentiment.
The Seelie like to pretend that we're nothing more than heretical traitors. I suppose that's why they called us the Unseelie to begin with.
True enough, the war was an act of treason, but the why matters, don't you think? No hug command either? No, there's gotta be a list somewhere, but no, I just have commands like my clip command, and my Discord command, and my social command. And I think I have one for whenever my battery on my phone dies and I have to switch my PNG to my model and stuff. Well, the old King's Court was just the same. Worse, even. Falius and Phineas are well enough off, but Marius and Glorious have always been left behind. The rebellion was only a matter of time. It didn't do everything right by a long stretch, and I've had my own hesitations in the past, but now... Not the first note of death by glamour, damn it! You got me. Okay, we're trying to make Ternanog better for everyone, not just the nobility. If you can accept that and swear your fealty, you'll have no problems with the king. Besides, your insights can be invaluable to us. My eyes widen. Swear my fealty? Well, of course, we can't let a Seelie, let alone the court druids, simply come and go as they see fit. Have a problem with that? May stares at me with a greater intensity than I've come to expect from her, and it sends a shiver down my spine. Oh Lord, I've really done it now.
Oh!
Maury, are you giving my friend over there a hard time? Abruptly cut off, my Eve and I both look up in the direction of the dais, where someone distinctly not kingly sits on the throne.
Robin!
Robin, get down from there. But this Robin person ignores Maeva entirely, choosing to instead set their gaze squarely on me.
Badayon! Did you go breaking the court's treaty of mutual surrender just to see little old me? You shouldn't have. Really? You shouldn't have.
Oh, hey, catch! Robin tactically jolts out of the throne, reeling back their arm and giving it a good swing forward. Before I realize it, a vaguely brownish-looking blob is hurtling its way across the room right towards my face! And all I can do is flinch and fling my arms up over my head, but the collision never comes. When I dare to open my eyes again, I see Maeve glowering furiously at Robin, her hand outstretched in front of me and clenching onto my saddlebag. This yours, is it? Oh, Robin's the one who stole my shit! Gawking, I reach out and grab it from her. Sure enough, as I tear through the contents of the bag, all my things are still in it. I stand there baffled. How did you... How'd I what? I startle as Robin is suddenly standing right in front of me, grinning ear to ear. Hastily swinging the bag out of Claw's reach, I stand up straight and jab my finger into her chest. How did you end up with my saddlebag? What, was that your horse? You can say that. Oh, you're a shapeshifter. Alright, I see your little tricks here. Why did you steal my saddlebag?
Steal? Me? Why, I never.
I was holding on to it for you, Dee. You just left it lying around. It was on my horse. Mistress? Oh, wait, why is it not working? Is it just slow? Is it just kind of slow? That is a real command. Hang on. Why isn't it working? Oh, it's VIP only? Oh! Oh, someone must have been spamming it a while back and I had to change it for some reason. I can probably change that back. I'll try to remember. It's enough to make a poor kid jealous.
Robin, stop this. You're not a child.
Who
Sure,
or what is Robin?
Look at me. A true kid at heart.
A little trickster. So am I to assume that the druid's account is true? They followed you through the ley line after you made off with their things for some inexplicable reason? Seems plausible. Right, well, that's one problem sorted at least. Now we know for certain it was an accident, and I should help when I explain this mess to the king. What?
Oh, you don't really have to drag him into all this, do you?
Well, you kind of brought me into this territory, so yeah. Well, what's happened recently, he might not take too kindly to, Of course I have to tell him. This is a matter of security. But I could just pop them back over right now and no one's the wiser. Except me, you, the druid, anyone they may tell. You can keep a secret, can't you, Dee?
Robin!
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Quotes must be enabled, and at least one quote must be... Why is it working on one but not working on the other? I love how it's like, hey, the one that you registered to send through yours, fuck you. But Stream Elements is like, nah, I got you. For once in my existence, I got you. Maeve! Is this a serious accident or not? You forced us into a sensitive diplomatic situation.
Oh!
Oh, I got it. Big Man said he wanted eyes on the inside, didn't he? Well, here you go. Eyes on the inside. Trustworthiness certified. We can just tell him that and ignore the other bits. What? No, I'm not going to lie to the king. doing my... We all do a little bullshitting from time to time. What bot is on your account? It's not a bot. I don't know how to explain it to you. I also don't know how well it works, because apparently I broke something, and it's saying it's not enabled, even though it is. After all, this isn't exactly the first time. Hold your tongue. Oh? Smiling, Robin proceeds to stick out his tongue and hold it physically. Oh boy. You stay here with the druid. I'm going to find the king and request a private audience with all three of us. And we're going to be forthright with him. But in the meanwhile, keep a low profile for once, would you? Uh-oh. Robin, I think you're in trouble, buddy. As May begins to walk away, Robin swerves around and grabs me by the shoulders.
Could you help me out here, would you?
How am I supposed to help you? No! I blink. And why the hell would I do that? You robbed me! Robin lets her arms fall to the side as she sighs loudly. Oh, wait. Oh, they're alternating pronouns. Okay. Oh, I don't know. Maybe because both our highs are on the line? I cross my arms and step away from Robin. Even if that's true, I trust Maeve a great deal more than I trust you. So whatever it is you're scheming, I'll have no part in it. Me? What? Me scheming? Why? I never! I glare at them. Robin? Okay, you win.
But could you at least do me one teensy tiny little favor?
Probably not, no. How teensy tiny are we talking? The teensiest. I just need you to hold something for a bit. Oh, God. What is it? You got weed in your fucking, stash somewhere they're not supposed to know about? I heat a labored sigh. Yeah, go ahead, pin it on the human. Whatever. Relent. Fine, but that's it. I'm not doing anything else. Oh, even better. What does that mean? What do you mean, Robin? What does that mean? That's ominous. I don't like that. Without another word, Robin saunters... Oh my god. Saunters over to the dining table and picks up the entire gravy boat. Why are we getting all of the first note scares tonight? That's kind of hilarious. We had the first note of death by Glamour, the first note of world is mine, first note of fucking Black Parade. I don't like the look of this. Uh-oh. Or more specifically, I don't like the look on Robin's face as she heads back over towards me, whistling a cheery tune and dancing in time with her free hand. What is she doing? As so reading my mind, Robin winks and plops the saucer down onto my hands. I flinched, expecting it to spill all over me, but it doesn't. In fact, not only does it not spill, but the gravy instead hangs in the air and slowly begins to rise. A shapeless blob zigzagging up higher and higher with each swish of Robin's finger. What the fuck? That is until she stops whistling. Thanks for this, you're a real pal. Suddenly, Robin whirls around and flicks her hand in a far-off direction, pointing down the room. I then watch with dawning horror as the gravy zips through the air at an alarming speed, flying over the heads of all until it comes careening down. Did you just cast gravy waterfall on everybody? Yeah, right on top of Maeve, just as she was about to leave the throne room. Ah, shit. My mouth hangs wide open, as does everyone else in the room except for Robin, who immediately leaps to the side of me with an aghast expression. Oh my, now why'd you go and do a thing like that, Dee? Poor Maeve's gonna have to find a change of clothes. I suddenly feel eyes turn towards me and the incriminating gravy boat in my hands. Flushing bright red, I try to drop the damn thing or maybe even swing it at a nearby head, but it won't budge. No matter how I shake it, it's stuck to my hands like glue. What did you do? What do you mean? You said you'd hold it, didn't you? Yeah, you can't let go you can't let that go now. And with that, the saucer is unbound from my hands near instantly. It topples to the ground with a loud clatter, and all I can do is stare, baffled. You little trickster bastard. Despite Robin's joviality, it does nothing to pin... Not in the Hall of the Mountain King, no! Okay, sorry. Despite Robin's joviality, does nothing to penetrate the fraught tension that now proliferates the room. Everyone has stopped eating, stopped talking. There is not a sound to be heard other than the faint drip, drip, drip of gravy onto the stonework floors. Maeve, meanwhile, has yet to say anything at all, nor even move from her spot by the door. Her back is completely turned to us, rendering it impossible to see her face or read her expression. The silence is unnerving, even to Robin, who exhales a wry chuckle.
Salt gravy there, maybe?
Oh no! Lord Almighty! I couldn't have said it worse myself! Everyone who is not named Robin Goodfellow kindly stand aside. With malicious obedience, everyone standing between Maeve and Robin step out of the way. What she does quickly with direct focus. Someone's looking a little mad, huh? Come on now, I'm sure they didn't mean to. Maeve Steelface drops a hand onto Robin's shoulder.
Robin!
Uh-oh.
Goat is back on the menu.
Alright, she didn't stand a chance. Within seconds, Maeve effortlessly hoisted Robin over her head and she tossed him in a clean line down the table, hitting every item along the way. Impressively, it takes about a solid 30 seconds for Robin to come to a skidding halt, now totally shattered from head, slathered from head to hoof in cake, tomato, mashed potato, and so on. He groans as he hobbles into an upright position, wiping the slurry of food from his face. Well, can't say I was expecting that. Good, learned your lesson then? Nope! Suddenly, Robin springs to her feet, standing high atop the table with an entire tray of disparate food items, which she begins to pelt out wildly with reckless abandon, having no care for anyone she may hit in the process. Oh shit, ad break incoming.
I know only escalation!
Valid. Let's see, Maeve, sensing her waning choice in the matter, attempts to rush Robin and get him to stop, but by now it's too late. Maeve may be strong, but Robin is quick. The game is on, and clearly, Robin intends to win. She skips down the table, tossing food everywhere, including back at Maeve herself. A few bystanders attempt to slow Robin down by slinging food back at her, but not all of them can meet their mark, which then inevitably results in a few cases of mistaken intent. And with it, retaliation. Soon enough, with the feast itself half-trashed and intoxication already running rampant through the crowd, others begin to participate in the mayhest in earnest. Maeve briefly tries to yell some sense into people, but she goes unheard, and amongst the pandemonium, nothing is able to escape the pure, unadulterated chaos of culinary warfare as the walls, floors, and people between them get thoroughly smeared and soiled. Alright, nope, snoozing that one, there we go. It's nothing short of a miracle that I haven't been caught in the fray yet myself, but I know it's only a matter of time for me, so... if you can't beat them, I join in, obviously. In fact, with a fistful of pie in hand, I join in with a near singular goal in mind. Oi, Robin, catch! Huh? I hurtle my arm as fast as I can, and then a beam of the confectionery slurry hits Robin in the shoulder with a satisfying whack. Yeah, it was a fair shot. Of course, now I'm thinking you better run. The battle rages on for a while with no clear lines being drawn. It's every man for themselves out there, though unwittingly or otherwise, Maeve does seem to have amassed a small cavalry to fight in her honor, even as she attempts to de-escalate. For my part, I end up stuck in a never-ending cycle of standing both with and against Robin Goodfellow, as we sometimes find ourselves back-to-back facing a common enemy, only to then immediately turn on one another once the threat is vanquished. During a brief respite, I catch Robin's eye, who leans in towards me and whispers,
Having fun?
I've been waiting for this.
You've been waiting for this? What did it throw? I didn't see it. I stop he was asking me how I was feeling. I am, actually. Great! Now think fast! And with that, the small moment ends with Robin drenching me in a tonic they'd hidden behind their back. Damn it. Suddenly, though, even as it seems the madness will never end, yeah, the king's gotta show up, right?
What are you all doing?
Ah, there we go. Current progress save. Continue the next chapter. Oh, what time is it? It's midnight. You know what? Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and still do the next chapter. So now is a perfect time. Twitch wants me to run ads anyways. If any of you guys are hanging around from the raid, hi, I run ads when I go to the potty anyways, because, like, I'm gonna be BRB'd anyway, so, like, turn on your ad block or go for a walk. I don't know, go get a snack, get a drink, pet an animal.
Now, it's your turn to go to the bathroom.
If you don't have an animal, I don't know, go look up your favorite anime character's boobs online. They're free. I don't know. Do something. You got 5 minutes. We'll be right back. I'll be back. Damn, that was good timing. That was like right when the song ended. Alright. The King's Proposal. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry! I didn't expect that one! Oh god! I was about to say something about how it's weird how they took away the music and then just Bad to the Bone. The first note of Bad to the... Yeah, the first singular note to Bad to the Bone. Oh god. Okay. Deep breaths, Momoka. Deep breath. All the joviality that was once present in the unseelie throne room abruptly dies. No one speaks. No one whispers. No one even dares to move. I glance between Robin and Maeve from across the room, but neither of them are looking my way. Instead, their faces are respectively full of fear and complete stone. Both of them staring off towards the doorway. Tentatively, I turn around and see a tall, red-haired man with an... I'm sorry. Did they genetically engineer this guy in a lab for me? Ponytail? Eye patch? What the fuck? What is this? Hang on! That can't be right! How? What the fuck is this? Oh no. I see a tall, red-haired man with an eye patch scowling from the threshold. He surveys the scene in abject disgust, cutting clean to the core of anyone who catches his eye. Alright. For a moment, he even lands on me and squints. Instinctively, I look away and check to make sure Maeve's cloak is still covering my head. Soon enough, though, he turns from me and heaves a heavy, disappointed sigh.
So is this what is to become of my father's court? The Dagda's feast, put to waste and desecrated. Chaos and tomfoolery at the very seat of our hard-fought throne.
My king.
Permit me to explain? It's plain enough, wait. The given name means she who rules. The epithet means hour of the fight. It's plain enough, Troy Dwyer?
I'm sorry, my king. Things got out of hand.
The king stares at Maeve for a moment, then regards her with a slight nod. He then turns around facing the majority of the crowd.
All guests are to leave the premises effective immediately. Inform those still yet waiting to join in on the Dagda's feast that it will recommence tomorrow. And know that tonight's hunger was brought about by your actions here.
Now go! Alright, immediately everyone around me starts to filter out of the throne room with a guilty weight in their shoulders. It occurs to me then that perhaps I could just... No, I kinda wanna stay now, sorry. I shake my head, planting myself firmly in my spot. There is no use in trying to run from this. I'd be putting Maeve and Robin both in a tight spot if I did. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, sure. I just hope the king's of a milder disposition than he looks. Nah! You. Yeah, I glance up and see that the king is looking directly towards me again, but this time his face is flat and inscrutable. It's impossible to tell what he's thinking. Oh god. Yeah? Come here. Oh no! I gulp audibly as the king gestures for me to approach him, and feel the lingering gazes of several guests as the last of them leave the room. A few of them whisper amongst themselves as they notice I've been singled out. My legs feel like jelly, and I can't tell if it's because of my suddenly shot nerves or my exhaustion finally catching up to me. Either way, I trudge across the room, slowly making my way towards the king until we're face to face. That can't be possible. I'm short. That guy's gotta be at least 2 inches taller than me. I fidget in my spot, waiting anxiously for someone to say something. Do something for anything to happen, really. Still, I don't dare speak up first. I don't believe that belongs to you. I raise my head, furrowing my brow slightly at the king. Sorry? Without further elaboration, the king simply lifts his hand to me and hooks his finger beneath the clasp of Maeve's cloak.
This. Remove it.
Okay, damn, buddy. The king's hand falls away from me. Instinctively, I look towards Maeve and Robin. But their faces tell me nothing. It seems between the three of us, all we can collectively feel is worry. With a sigh and not much else I can do, I hesitantly remove the cloak, prompting the king to stand up straighter with a hard expression on his face. I see. Another present from the Sealy court. The king cranes his head to the side, glaring at Robin. Why? Why do you always assume it's my fault? It was. To be fair, Robin, it was entirely your fault. It always is. But it's not this time. Not really. They just fell through one of the ley lines before it closed behind me. I didn't mean... How curious. Then I gather the assured security of your method of travel was an outright lie, then. Who else might you have accidentally let in, I wonder? The king's words cause everyone else to fall silent for a moment, a grave tension in the air. Flan, let's not jump to conclusions. Or Flan, it's probably like Flan, like Flanagan, right? Yeah, and besides, it only happens because they were chasing me. Chasing you? Why? The king glances down my way, anticipating an answer. No, I'm explaining. They stole my things.
Uh-oh.
Well, more like borrowed without permission.
Robin.
Yes, sir? Never speak again. Okay! The scowl on the king's face deepens. He brings his hand to his face and pinches the bridge of his nose. Well, then, this is a profoundly idiotic state of affairs. You two, I want this place spotless by tomorrow. Of course. Yep, you can count on us. And you. The king turns to face me abruptly. Uh-oh. You come with me. Yes, sir. With that, the king briskly walks past me and over to the door as I feel my heart beating in my ears and my fears unbidden falling from my mouth. What are you gonna do with me? The king stops in his tracks, peering over his shoulder. Violating the court's treaty of mutual surrender is a grave offense, Druid. What is to be done? Remains to be seen. One last time I look at Maeve and Robin. Maeve smiles at me softly, nodding her head. And Robin, of course, just winks at us. I sigh, breathing deep, and follow after the king. Alright, the unseelie king and I traverse through the castle halls without a single word passing between us. His stride is swift, but he does not attempt to overpower me, and in fact, glances over his shoulder from time to time to make sure I'm keeping up. But my stomach twists and turns the longer we walk. Where is he taking me, and for what purpose? Robin and Maeve made me confident enough that the king is reasonable and that he won't take drastic action, but is that true? So far, he seems temperamental and austere, even self-righteous, and what's worse, he has a good reason to trust me. My unintended transgressions aside, he thinks, like everyone else does, that I'm a member of the Sealy court, and an important member at that. For now, for all intents and purposes, he and I are enemies. Alright, I guess we're here. I startle a little as the king's sudden announcement pulls me out of my musings. Where's here? Looking around, we don't seem to be anywhere in particular, just standing in front of an inconspicuous door, somewhere fairly out of the way on the other side of the castle. My bed Sorry? What? Huh? about to happen, I find myself being tackled to the ground by 3 large dogs, all bounding out past the king in quick succession. There's nothing I can do but lie there flat and helpless as I'm mercilessly stepped on, nuzzled, and licked.
Ugh.
Okay, hang on. The beloved pups of King Flannan. So, Connery, Canal, and Quan? Okay, stop that! Despite the king's commands, there's seemingly no end to the onslaught. I'm surrounded on all sides, and they're much too big for me to shove aside or squirm away from in a hurry. Eventually, the king is forced to come to my direct aid, kneeling down and pushing past the dogs in order to grab hold of my arm and pull me up. Get a hold of yourself, you know better. Do what? Oh no, the dogs know better. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Sorry about that. No, I love dogs, it's fine. They probably smell a feast on you. Yeah, they might. Still regaining my bearings, all I can manage is a breathless nod and a weary smile. Anyway, come in. The king stands aside for me and the dogs, who all run back into the room ahead of he and I. After giving the king a brief glance, I turn my head downward again and follow suit. Huh? What's happening? As I step inside, the first thing I notice is that the king's room is remarkably plain? Or at the very least, unkingly. It's not terribly big or fancy. There's some shelves, a table, a cluttered rug for the dogs, and some chair with a footstool by the fire. But I could just as well see this room belonging to Maeve or even an important servant. There's no sense of status, nothing beyond sheer utility. Did the king choose this room? It's odd in hindsight that it's so down and out of the way. Stranger still, though, is what's missing from the room entirely. Namely, a bed! Could it be in that other room with the locked door? No, locked is the wrong word for it. The door is bolted shut from the other side, with not one, but 2 locks and a large plank of wood. I find myself staring at it longer than I should. Take a seat. Okay. I whirl back around to the king's gaze, putting the strange door out of my mind. I get the feeling it's the last thing I ought to be asking about at the moment, so I simply follow the king's gesture over to the fireside and sit down. Though for his sake, I take the stool instead of the chair. Maeve's cloak took the brunt of the food slinging, but I don't exactly want to go about staining the king's furniture even still. In the meanwhile, the 3 dogs pile under the rugs down and around my feet, all panting and warming themselves by the fire. As for the king, he remains standing, leaning back against the table, where he then removes his eye patch, placing it down beside him. Oh! I did not expect that! Yeah, I'm surprised by what I see. There's a redness around the eye, perhaps a burn mark, but the eye itself has something strange about it too, though I can't quite put my finger on it. I mean, I'd hazard to guess he can't see out of it.
Think me handsome, do you?
I mean, yeah, probably. Yeah, there you go. Oh, he didn't expect that! Get fucked, nerd! I slapped my hand immediately over my mouth. Christ, what did I say? Unfortunate given the circumstances. Oh no! I'm sorry, I didn't mean, the king holds up his hand, seemingly just as eager to move on from the subject as I. Tell me what you know of the War of the Courts, Druid of the Sealy Court. I don't know fuck about shit, my guy, and that is the honest truth. I sit up straighter and tilt my head, racking my brain for what to say. Honestly, not much, my guy. I really don't. Not much, I'm afraid. Well, that was a while before my time. Which, by all accounts, is a true statement. I just got here. Just as well, no doubt whatever you've heard has been colored by Sealy bias anyway. I will be as brief as I can. Once Ternog was a united land, at least in a name. The 4 provinces were ruled by the unbroken lineages of... Wait, Bond III? The last king to hold the title High King. when this mass exodus from Isenvale and accredited with the dissolution of the previous kingdom. Okay. The son of Dagda, who was himself of Danu's progeny. He was elected to rule by the kings of the old world, and the blood of the goddess sanctified his reign as well as his descendants thereafter. And despite his honored lineage, Turnaog found himself plagued by a fool, King Henri? The last king of Turnaog. Okay. He was weak, ignorant, and turned a blind eye to the grotesque greed of the noble class. Okay. Yeah, they typically consist of hereditary landowners. It's always the landlords. Worst kind of person out there. And to the corruption in his own court as well. Half the land was inundated by abject poverty and squalor. The average... Is that just a different way to say Sealy? God, I don't know how to pronounce any of these words. I'm so sorry. The average freeman could hardly afford to eat, and what remained of their meager earnings were either returned to the Flatta in tribute or outright stolen. This is to say nothing of the unfree. Bothcha and Sin... Oh my god, an unfree class of domestic servants. They earn wages, they have fewer rights and privileges under their law. They're usually prohibited from free movement. Okay, they're often no better off than Fudiri in their manner of living, and all were subject to grueling backbreaking labor in the fields and mines. Oh, fuck, that's not great. Do not mistake me, though. Our nobility was not a unique evil. Falius and Phineas played no smart part in the subjugation of Murray's and Glorious as well. After all, the king did nothing to prevent the indefinite inflation of spring and summer's critical exports, such as produce. In that sense, the autumn and winter lord, a high lord would be called Karna. Okay. Must have felt justified in working my people to the brink. But not for their sake, of course. Flatta only concerned themselves with the maintenance of their own wealth. Gods forbid they ever forgo a decadent feast. Regardless.
The most vulnerable people of Tir na Nog were suffering, living existences of pure misery. Good, honest, hard-working folk would watch their children starve. And yet, not one member of the ruling class did anything to stop it. Much less the king.
Was that one your dad, or did you, kill that other guy? Say, they were only common folk after all. Their deaths only mattered if it impacted the amount of wealth they cultivated for their superiors. The quality of their lives was not worthy of consideration at all. We were in dire straits.
Don't forget to hydrate.
Thank
You're
you,
slowing
Wyatt.
down, and you didn't drink enough water.
So much so that it came to the point that the gods had no choice but to intervene. This was not the first time to face such vile adversity, but in those days it was the Fomoiran who kept us bound and repressed, not our own people. This is a hell of a history lesson here, my guy. My head spins as I take in all of this, but one question sticks out in my mind. The gods intervened? What do you mean when you say the gods had no choice but to intervene? Surprised you don't know, Druid. The blessings of Danu are many, chief among them is long life and godhood, or even rebirth for the most exceptional. Damn! High King Blue, for example. He led an extraordinary first life, accomplished great things for the Tuatha Dé. In turn, he is now regarded as a god and has lived multiple lives in where there's now Ireland, even after our rule. God damn it! How do I go back? Bop, bop, bop. No. I said back. There we go. Okay, do you know the warrior? Oh, Kuklain! I know that one! I know that one! He was said to be an iteration of as was my father, Lugade. He, along with the Druid Finn, were the driving forces behind our rebellion. They embodied the souls of our ancient kings, who likewise fought for the freedom of the day. The Sealy can smear and disbelieve all they want, but our cause is righteous, and my father, the king, suddenly turns away from me for a moment so that I cannot see his face.
He was an unparalleled leader, and an inspiration to us all. All that we have today was wrought by his hands.
I don't particularly like either of these options. Oh no. I guess what happened in the end. I think I can hazard a guess, but so yeah, what did happen in the end? He's silent for a moment, but then he turns back around to me. We got close. Very, very close. But not close enough. We lost Finn and many more good men in what would be our last fight to capture this very castle. From here, we were meant to push on to Tamir, and I wanted to keep going. We were dealt a blow, but victory was at our fingertips. But the Sealy called for a ceasefire to negotiate terms. It was a mutual surrender, and my father accepted.
We didn't lose. We did not lose.
Alright. Yeah, but you didn't win either. No one win. No one did. Instead, you're stuck in a godforsaken stalemate. We keep the territories we conquered, but the embargo between the courts is suffocating us far more than it is them, and now... Well, never mind. I didn't tell you all this to make you pity us. I squirm awkwardly in my seat. Then, yeah, why did you tell me all this, then? First things first, I won't be sending you to the blocks, so you needn't look at me so sullenly. But it isn't on Jordair or Goodfellow's word, nor is it because I trust you.
It's because, and only because, your death benefits the Sealy more than it benefits us.
Oh? With no disrespect to you or your capabilities, you're an expendable asset to the Sealy. If you die, another druid will take your place. But you are important enough to cause a stir. Treaty or no treaty, they'll call your execution first blood.
This so-called peace, this pathetic truce, it was never meant to last. It was only ever the Sealy's last-ditch effort to stop the oncoming tide, to give them time to regather their strength.
But to their credit, it worked. We're weaker now than when we were then, having lost not one of our patriarchs, but two. Finn lost to the war, and now Luga murdered. Uh-oh. Alright. Who killed the king? Or the old king? It is not common knowledge, only the closest in my circle know, and now so do you. Why me? Why you? A reasonable question. Well, it's fairly straightforward. I want you to help me find the bastard who killed him, and if the Sealy are to blame. I nearly choke on all the air. Wait, I'm sorry, so this guy's route's gonna be a fucking murder mystery? One of the dogs looks up at me, startled by the sound. You, what? But are the court druid to the Sealy Queen? Yes. If this was her plot, or the doing of another member, you are close enough to the beast's beating heart to discover its nature.
I'm no fool, though. I don't believe I've swayed your loyalties just by relaying to you this tale. For all I know, the moment I release you, you'll go crawling back to the Queen. Of course, if you do, keep in mind the Sealy will be more inclined to honour the treaty than I, at present. So I'd advise against it.
Understood. Besides, I can offer you something the Sealy Queen cannot, or perhaps more accurately, will not. And what is that? Your freedom to leave. I don't claim to be privy to the ins and outs of magic or how it works, but I know desperation when I look it in the eye. No Sealy is as skinny as you. You've been starving yourself trying to open one of the waypoints out of Turnog into Insevale, haven't you? No, don't even bother responding. I know it's true. I've seen others try it during the height of the war and die in the process. You should know that one druid isn't enough to break through Danu's seal. Except for maybe the Archdruid, but even then. Your window of time is brief. Maybe you do somehow manage the ritual all by yourself. You'd still have maybe a minute or two before the waypoint closes. You could die or get lost in the void in between. Forever. it isn't a risk worth taking. Trust me. Besides, as you know, the Order of the Eternal Flame took no side in the war and agreed to assist both dominions on druidic and godly affairs. What I'm saying is I have the power to ask that you be let free, and I will upon my honor should you decide to help us. I don't know. I understand you've had a very long day, so I'll give you 3 days of sanctuary to make your choice. Even if you are a spy, you won't find out much in that time. After that, you will no longer be welcome here, and you must either return to the Sealy or face the consequences of your actions, accident or not. Understood? Yes, sir. I nod and find myself wordlessly rising to my feet. I wasn't dismissed, but I need to get out of this room. I need to think. The king, for his part, does not stop me, but as I begin to open the door... One last thing, child of Mill? Tentatively, I look over my shoulder.
This story is bigger than you and your desires. Remember that as you make your choice.
Okay. The saddlebag slips from my hand, the treasures it contains sprawling out across the floor below me. I can scarcely bear to look. They will say I died. Yep. What's with the drippy noise? What are we in a dark cave? It's very wet. There's a door? It is sealed shut. Unlock. Okay, this is assuming I have the ability to unlock it? Password. Oh, I don't have a password. Please? The door does not heed your words. Oh, come on. How frustrating. You're certain you had the right words written down somewhere. Did you leave it at home? In your pocket? I guess walk away? Oh, that's the end of it. Oh, that was cool. That was cool. Oh, I really like this so far. Oh, this is nice. All right, this was a good one. This is what I gotta keep my eye on. Oh man, that was lovely. Is there like a? I guess there probably wouldn't be a way to view. There we go. Achievements, illustrations, side stories, return a new info. There we go. I was like, I wanted to see where the credits. This was really nice. Love the art especially. Yeah, this is really, really nice. I really like this. Is the whole rest of the list beta testers? Oh, and Kickstarters. Alright, yep. Okay, gotcha. This is really, really nice. I like this a lot, and I have a feeling I will be returning here for the king if nothing else. Oh man, that was great. I want to click on the little horsey. Alright, artifacts? Is there anything there now? No, there is not. Alright, are you sure you want to quit? Yeah, I guess we are done with that one for now. This is pretty cool. Looking forward to what happens next. Yeah! Oh, I did a little freezy thing. Okay, hang on. Let's go over here for a minute then. Yeah, gamers, if you are looking forward to any of these, they are all gonna be on the Steam page for the Steam Festival, which, hang on, give me a second. Give me a second. Ooh. Where'd it go? I had it saved earlier. There we go. Right here. So, there you go. If you have Steam, like the Steam app or whatever, you can just click that. It'll take you to the website, but it can also just open the little app. That'll take you to the festival that I'm participating in. So tomorrow's game is called Soul Set, and that one I'm not sure how long that one is quite at the moment. I wrote all this stuff down, but I can't keep things organized. So that will be for tomorrow. And if that one's a short one, let's say if it's 2 hours or less, I'll probably roll into one of the other ones I saw on that page that I really, really want to try out. But yeah, gamers, that's it for me today. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. This has been a nice little cozy time. I feel like I definitely need to go drink water though. I forgot how much reading there is in visual novels sometimes, you know? Let's see. Time just flies by. Yeah, it does. Let's see. What have we got? Oh shit, everybody's playing the new Silent Hill. I don't want to be spoiled. I don't want to be spoiled. Hang on. Fuck it. Why not? Let me go over here. Yeah. Here we go. I think I am gonna send you guys on over to a cute little clown I see on Twitch playing Silk Song, who I actually still need to follow. I'm pretty sure this is someone I saw Luna raid into the other day. So we're gonna go hang out with Lala Lulu time. But I will be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Y'all know how it goes. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Nothing else